Happy Tuesday, everybody, and welcome back. It's some Carthage esports here for you tonight. Now, it is Tuesday, so that means we got some Rainbow Six Siege, and it is week 9 of the NECC, so we have the biggest game of the season, I think, too. We have playoffs next week, and it all comes down to right now. Now, tonight's game, the Firebirds are playing up against the Sam Houston State Bearcats. Both of these teams are locked in for playoffs. However, Sam Houston State is undefeated so far. The Firebirds have unfortunately had 2 losses under their belt, one from week 1 and the other one from just a few weeks ago. But it was a close match, that second loss, I will say that. But I have to say, the Firebirds have nothing to lose tonight. You know, if they lose tonight, nothing changes. They're locked in for 3rd place in the playoffs. However, if they beat Sam Houston tonight, Sam Houston's still going to be locked in for playoffs as well, but they're no longer going to be undefeated. So right now, the Firebirds, I know they've been developing some really funny strategies, really good strategies, and I am excited to see what they have in store for you tonight. I am your host, the Bearded Man, and I am joined by the terrific toner. I think I've said terrific
I think
before.
That's been like the 4th week in a row.
I know. Adjectives.
I do like
amusing.
it, though.
We'll say amusing toner.
I'm not very funny, though.
No, me neither. So, we'll work. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing wicked fine. You know, just coming back from
fine.
Wicked good. I mean, coming back from Easter and all that, we're getting hyped up for R6.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this, and the team used a lot of that time playing some R6.
Yeah.
And like we said, having some new strategies to bring to the table.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited to see it.
I am very excited. Like I said, the Firebirds have really nothing to lose tonight. So I'm expecting a lot of really, I'd say high risk, high reward, but I'm sure we're going to be playing smart, you know, because they want to knock Sam Houston off the throne. You know, the Firebirds were very close to, you know, they were holding 2nd place for a majority of the season. Right now, they're technically in 2nd place, but that's because we haven't played our game tonight. You know, I think some teams rescheduled because of spring break, but I'm excited to see what they have in store. Now, the first map tonight is going to be Villa on defense. I'm expecting a very interesting set of some defenses to start off, but also some attacks. Before we start talking about that map, though, why don't we meet the players?
But high Wheatons shoves that right over to the Lions half. Looks like this one's going in. Oh, are you kidding me? Don't ask. Oh, don't over behind. We're gonna see the barrage. The barrage.
Oh my gosh, Nico is just dominating right now.
What a play!
That's disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
That was disgusting.
We have seen some excellent plays all throughout the season from the Firebirds, especially Twan getting a few, you know, very clutch moments. We got a long list of highlights, but I will not be surprised if we collect even more highlights tonight, especially on Villa. You know, what do you think the Firebirds are going to be playing on Villa?
Defense-wise or attack-wise?
Well, starting off with defense.
Defense-wise, I mean, it's tough to say because, you know, I'm thinking that they're going to switch things up a lot. Honestly, if it's not banned, I'd like to see a lot of cap cans, a lot of trap op 6, because we don't really see that too much with the Firebirds. We see at least one trap operator, always nice to have, but I'd like to see a full team of 5. But I think just standard, I think we're going to bring around 1 or 2, maybe bring a Malusi. Of course, you're going to bring a Jaeger, Wamai, just kind of your standard operators, but I don't know. I really don't know.
I know. I mean, on this map, there's so many different strategies and compositions that really work. Trap Op 6, I think, works on a few of these sites. Not so much, I'd say, on, the bar and aviation.
A little bit trickier.
I think it's a little trickier. You need some electricity. There's something in my eye. You need a little bit of electricity to kind of wall denial that external wall right into the study. Because the people who are on that balcony are just going to be able to kind of just walk on through and open up that wall, and suddenly you have a wall on the site you got to hold.
Perhaps a mirror, too, to add on to that wall, just get some vision of that balcony as well.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, my God. Sorry.
Is it an eyelash?
It's an eyelash or something, but
if you get it, you got to make a wish.
Yeah, well, I'm making a wish that goes away. I got to say, though, I mean, with the weather today, in Wisconsin, it was like a brisk.
It is great.
70 degrees all day today. Everybody has been so overjoyed because it snowed last week, and next week it's supposed to get about high of 50 again. So we're enjoying this week as our literal spring break as we go back into what could be considered the fall weather.
You know what I like most though? Is that for today, it being like the warmest day so far, it looks like you're wearing the Warden Elite skin right now. Look at that, look the floral.
I dress to impress and I dress to be Warden.
We just need a little hat, some glasses, it'd be perfect.
Yeah, I need some glasses right now.
You want me to put some water in your eyes?
No. But, back to Siege, though. I mean, we have seen some great plays. Now, I'd say you're talking about Trap Op 6. It's a great composition, which for those who are not too familiar with it, basically having all of your operators play some sort of trap operator. Having Capkin or Legion and a few of those. Now, with Brava in the game, that is the opposite of what you want. You have to be very careful because Brava, the new operator who can hack defenders and their gadgets, basically turning the sides so that
especially
an attacker,
traps too.
Yeah, especially traps on Trap Op 6. That's just like a kid in a candy store. Like, I want that, I want that, I want that. So you got to be very careful with that.
However, just bring a mute and all that. You can have some things to counteract. And I think Brava, because it's so new, that I don't think we're going to be seeing her as much as we would if Trap Off 6 is the way for one of these teams to go. And they continually do it. Yeah, it would be a really good operator to switch to. But having that mute, that drone just will not be able to get through. Mute having that jammer, So
yeah, I think I've said it week after week. Mute is one of the most powerful operators in the game, especially on defense. Being able to deny both wall destruction and drones and any sort of gadgetry, especially like a Jackal. That is a Jackal. And now Jackal's usually banned. I'm curious if we're gonna even see a Jackal ban tonight.
I say this map, it's
on
a
this
safe
map,
bet.
yeah. But also we've seen some Dokkaebi bans.
Yeah,
and that's the thing is, I mean, because the Firebirds do play heavily on that roam game too. Sometimes we've seen the hybrid. In all honesty, because funny thing is, I'll say that and then they're not gonna roam at all tonight. So I'm gonna catch myself, so I'm not totally wrong, but. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Dokkaebi ban because Dokkaebi can be more powerful.
I can see it. The only thing that I'd say you'd rather want to have a Jackal in there with is that basement. Is that it's a hiding ground for defenders if they choose to utilize it because it basically spans the entire map. And no one uses it really. Like you don't really need to go down there. There's not a site down there, so it's kind of free game. You have a Jackal, it's going to flush those out, flush everyone out from first floor if they're playing, if the defenders are on second floor. It's just nice to have. So I think it'd be good to ban Jackal rather than Dokkaebi and just bring in Dokkaebi because that audio cue is still going to be good enough.
The audio cue's good, but you got to worry about some of those explosions. That's something I was playing Dokkaebi earlier, and I just couldn't hear anything because, explosion there, gunshots there. It's really hard sometimes. Unless they're standing right next to you, you can't hear their phone ring.
Or if you max it to 100%, and then like every little, even just walking around a floorboards gets you a little jump scare,
Yeah, but I gotta say though, like Other defenders, the Firebirds are going to be starting on defense. So who do you think their adjoining attacker ban will be? Let's say Jackal or Dokkaebi is one.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to see a Thatcher ban?
I'd say it's not the smartest play on this site. There's only one site I would... It's rough to say. I mean, it really depends on how the defenders are going to be running it. It's depending on how you defend it. It's going to be really good for Master Bedroom. But, I mean, you have EMP secondaries. I don't see why we're continually banning Thatcher when there's already secondary devices that do his job.
I personally think an Ace ban would be pretty...
I would like that.
Would change it up because Ace is almost guaranteed in every composition. Now... That being said, the Firebirds are one of those teams to play Ace all the time. But since they're defending, it might be someone very valuable to ban because Ace is, with the Hard Breachers, the bandit tricking, which is basically when somebody plays bandit and will plant the bandit battery the moment they hear the charge go off. Ace is guaranteed that his charges go off in two bursts now. Ace is guaranteed the first burst to go off if somebody tries to plant it. The timings line up so that the first burst will always go off. And that's powerful. That is guaranteeing line of sight on the site, basically, depending where you use it. Now, I think if you ban that, you open up a whole wide array of, you have more guarantee that, hey, they're not going to be opening up sight. Now, that's assuming they don't play a Maverick, which is someone I've been playing a lot, who is very good. Because you can't jam Bandit, you can't, take away from Maverick. I can't think of the names. You can't take away from Maverick blowing up a wall, or destroying a wall, basically.
Yeah. Maverick's goated.
Exactly. Sure, he won't destroy it entirely, technically. You can, if you play a standard strategy, if you just, do a line at the top and line at the bottom, it'll take down the reinforcements. But then if you play one of the standard picks like Sledge, you just swing it and suddenly the wall's gone. So I think that is a great choice as if we saw an Ace ban.
Yeah. I just think the only thing with that is that you're limiting up possibilities for yourself. Is that if you're not winning defense, that you're gonna really want to have that attacker on your side,
Now Carthage's first attack ban, it's probably gonna be Jackal, but we will see.
Drum roll?
We could drum roll.
4, 3,
2,
it
1.
has to be.
It's going to be a Jackal. Yeah, there you go. To the surprise of no one.
Single week.
Well, I always like to say, what about Dokkaebi? Well, it's never going to be Dokkaebi. I just like to say it just in case it is, that it's like, oh, the guy,
I got that awesome zombie one last time.
Yeah, now, honestly, I think it's going to be a Thatcher. I wouldn't be surprised. I think Thatcher's just a standard ban. But Sam Houston might do a target ban. Dokkaebi...
I don't think I've ever seen the two of them together. That's taken out a lot of intel.
Suddenly,
that is pretty good.
The roaming game is unstoppable. And since the Firebirds are defending first, I'm happy about that.
I like this.
I like that because now the Firebirds basically can roam, and they, outside of someone communicating, that's the only way to basically spot it. Now Valkyrie,
that's a good one
Valkyrie is going to be a great ban on the site, but the secondary, I'm thinking maybe a Jack or a Cade. No, Mira. It's gonna be a Mira ban.
I would like a second Jackal ban just to make sure it's done.
I want to make sure there's no opportunity that this guy is being played.
Jackal gets so much hate.
I love playing him just because I just like being able to spot people and basically win the game. It's Mira.
There
ban.
we go.
Yeah, I mean Mira is such a good person on this game. I would be shocked if they didn't ban Mira.
I mean, it's just one of the best seasons of our 6 ever. Velvet Shell having 2 of the best operators, and they always get banned because they're too good.
They always get banned. Well, because being able to see through a wall is all the intel, especially on this game.
That's all right.
See through the wall with a one-way mirror. Yeah. Now, the players, I'm excited. The Firebirds once again are going to be starting on this defense. What site are they starting? And they are starting with that second floor bar and aviation.
Unique. Very good.
Very unique asterisk. It's the one that everybody plays. Basically, the defense on this is guaranteed. It comes down to mechanical skill, and I think that is something the Firebirds excel at, is their mechanical skill. Now, looking at the team lineup for the Firebirds, we have Twan, Xerxes, Wielku, Teshi and Iced Helix, Wealku swapping in for Quizby, and I think Wealku has that mechanical skill. I'd say better. I think might be better than Ice Helix in all honesty, but that's hard to say. Now their composition is pretty interesting. A Clash, Solis, Wamai, Mute, and Malusi.
I really like that.
I do too.
The only thing I would say, and it's just a personal preference, is that I'd rather go for the AUG when it's on Wamai. That's it. So I just love the AUG a little bit better, but that is a really good headshot machine, so hopefully we can see some damage there. But a big thing on this side is wondering if will the Firebirds be spawn peeking from Master Bedroom going over? Because that's really strong. It sees right into Balcony.
Probably not. Oh, the game audio has returned for anybody wondering. I was about to point that out. Like, sorry, it's not on your end. It's on ours, but it's fixed. And I got to say, I mean, we are seeing already Sam Houston on the site.
Wow.
They're running an IQ, Hibana, Brava, Ash, and Iana. Very much a destruction and anti-gadgetry. But looking at the Firebirds, they don't have any issues. I mean, IQ is going to be able to really spot Solis in that sense, but that's really not going to be much of an issue here. And already Wealku getting a pick there. Unfortunately, I'm Dirty Dan is taking out Xerxes, evening out the odds, but the Firebirds getting Brava out of the game is going to be essential.
Oh, for
It is
sure.
a great pick. Now, I think the next great pick would be the IQ, but looking at the Firebirds, I mean, you have a Mute as well, who is going to be a direct counter to Iana,
Yeah.
which I like. Twan on that Clash, we've seen phenomenal plays from him, and I think they really know. Twan really knows how to play Clash. It's very much recon and intel. I'm going to push up a little bit. And unfortunately, though, we got to say, Xerxes being out of the picture, that means Solis, the drones are going to be a little bit more of an issue for the Firebirds because intel is essential. Now we do see I'm Dirty Dan pushing in slowly but surely, laying down a few shots but taking a little bit of taser damage from that Clash using one of those Ash charges. Great, you know, I'm curious where that second one is going to be because the Firebirds really do have it locked down. We do see that they're really pushing together, so it's really showing already how strong Sam Houston's going to go, but we do see they're going to be throwing some frag grenades from underground. Going to be causing some issues. Unfortunately, Wealku taken out by Captain Yuri. Teshi taking a ton of damage from that frag grenade. The IQ is already doing. This is a lot of stuff is happening. They're really reading the Firebirds defense right now, but they're just going to be disabling gadgetry. Now it comes down to gunplay. You know, Teshi is going to be a little bit low on health, but Twan has a lot of health, and Ice Helix is still up. Ice Helix, though, taking one out, downing I'm Dirty Dan, not able to get the final kill, but it will be close. We do see Twan is alone on site against the IQ, and they're going to be planting on the site. Ice Helix is going to have to really hustle up and return. Unfortunately, Ice Helix taken out. It is just Twan versus the world, using the tool shell, getting one kill, and the other one's downed, so it is now just, oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, Twan! What a player on another level, and it's only round one! Oh my gosh! We're off to a fantastic night of some Rainbow Six Siege.
We need a break after that one. I know it's only round one, but
that is something we don't normally see on round number one. That is something like rounds from now we're going to be expecting. Unfortunately, though,
I love that they're keeping it exciting for the.
They are. Now, unfortunately, we did run into some tech issues. It sounded like Wealku had no audio for that entire game.
Oh dear.
So we are going to have to take a quick break while we get that fixed. Using that as a little bit of a teaser.
I like that, and that's perfectly timed for me.
Good teaser. Don't go anywhere because I can guarantee you we're going to have plays like that all night. See you in about 5 minutes, hopefully.
'cause there's nothing we could've missed. So hold me closer, wrapped in silence.
Welcome back, everybody. Technical issues have been solved, and I have to say, we got word that it was Twan who had no game audio, so Twan clutched up that game-winning play with no audio, which is, to say the least, one of the most difficult things to do in this game because audio is the most important part of this game. It comes down to, I believe, team communication at that point. But what a play that was. And now that Twan has game audio, we're expecting some more, a little bit better plays almost. But wow. What a
that's
round
just
number
amazing.
1. Yeah, I think the Firebirds really did recognize what I could hear them talking out there. Really recognize right away Sam Houston's strategies. It's very clear they're very much playing from below. But you know, they could adapt. That's the thing. You have to be able to adapt to this game.
I say it's so scary though, but you see the adaptability on a Sam Houston State. Like it's just amazing, and how much space that they acquired.
Yes, they are very much a fast gain the ground.
Yeah,
you know?
it was great. Like everything was objective based, and they just executed it like near flawlessly.
this
That
is a-
was amazing.
This is a high level team. Both of these teams high level, so we are expecting a very good several rounds tonight.
Whoa!
Whoa, they're
I've
like
never seen that
Spider-Man.
before.
That's pretty interesting.
That's cool.
That is
Wow.
a strategy I did not know was possible. Wow.
I gotta take a picture of that
yeah,
because
yeah.
I need to use that.
I assume that's allowed because you have to be able to get up there. But
Oh, most
I gotta
definitely.
say though, Firebirds running a Solis, Wamai, Malusi, Cade, and Pulse. Once again, the Solis I think is such a good person compared to considering what the Bearcats are going to be using. They're going to be running a Zofia, IQ, Ace, Buck, and Iana. Once again, heavy destruction and that intel with IQ. And since the Firebirds are not playing
Oh,
mute,
I don't think Dirty Dan saw him.
well, I guess they didn't, but they saw that the drone was destroyed, so they know they're around here. But as I was saying, Iana is going to be very deadly against the Firebirds who don't have the mute. However, they do have the Solis. Wialku taking a ton of damage there. It looks like one of the Bearcats, Captain Yuri, is really rushing in, but Ice Helix is like, nah, fam, you're not doing that, and takes him out with one pump of the shotgun. I love Cade's shotgun. It is so powerful.
Oh, I didn't even notice we have a Pulse and a Solis at
We
the
have
same
a Pulse
time.
and a Solis, so you can't, your heart can't beat, and you can't have any sort of
We're in
gadgetry.
the walls.
You can't have electronics on or anything. But the Solis and the Pulse working together could be a great duo here. Xerxes not seeing, could have shot through the wall, but is going to be kind of going up this staircase up towards that astronomy. You got to be careful because we do see there is going to be someone on that window, but we do see that there is going to be somebody pinging around the window. Teshi getting a pick on I'm Dirty Dan. The Firebirds are unstoppable right now, and it's only round 2, so I'm expecting the Bearcats to prove me wrong.
I
Because
love that name.
I do. I really do.
I love that name, Bearcat.
Yeah, now you got to see they are making. IQ is making a ton of noise. Xerxes though, in a 1v1 taking a ton of damage, but was able to make it out alive. Twan getting the oh my gosh, the Firebirds! Oh my gosh! And the Firebirds having to deal with the last person. Oh, wow. Firebirds only losing one player, and that was on a quick and aggressive push. And the Firebirds are asserting their dominance in the gun game. They are really showing off this mechanical skill. The Bearcats are playing very well, though. So don't let any of these the 4v1, that doesn't mean anything. The Bearcats are causing a lot of issues for the Firebirds, but the Firebirds are communicating. They're calling out, hey, someone's on this window, and the Firebirds are playing as perfect as they should, but the Bearcats still could very well come back. This could just be an off map for them. Bearcats, we did say before, they have not lost a single map at all this season. They have only lost 32, now 34 rounds against 113 1 rounds. So that means that they have had very easy time. You know, that 32 rounds could have been just kind of messing around, let's try this strategy. I am loving this, though. It is going to be a great match. And regardless, regardless of what happens tonight, both teams are going to see each other in the playoffs and potentially in the finals.
Yeah, I mean, it's just great. Like these teams are showing up now, like before the playoffs happen, because it's just going to be so exciting. And about how much we're going to be learning tonight, how much the Bearcats will be learning tonight. It's just this probably is the most exciting night of R6 we've had all season.
It is just that, and I am excited to see what happens in round 3. The Firebirds are going to be moving to that first floor site. Might be a little bit more issues for the Firebirds here because they have 2 points of attack that the Bearcats could be using. Now we do see the Firebirds running a Castle, Jaeger, Wamai, Mute, and Clash once again, whereas the Bearcats running an Iana, Lion, IQ, Ash, and Montaigne. Shield versus Shield. Who will be the winner? Now we do see...
I think the Shield is going to win.
Thank you. We do see Ice Helix has the C4, but is the only person with the C4, meaning that is the only person to really directly counter a Montaigne outside of the teams working together and communicating, trying to gang up on them. But if it comes down to a 1v1, usually it's very hard to say. You have to be watching out for that. We did see last week Ice Helix coming down to a 1v1, and it was a very close call to say. I'm curious what to see here now. Both teams really playing it slower now. We're seeing the Bearcats taking their time a little bit more. They're gaining ground and they're gaining intel, but they're not rushing in like we saw on that rounds number 1 and 2, and that might cause some issues for the Firebirds.
Sorry, I was yawning real quick. No, but I think the biggest thing right here is that there's a lot of really deadly guns that they have on the Bearcats side. I mean, Yana and Ash alone, this could be really bad.
Yeah, now we did see the Firebirds were able, or the Bearcats were able to open up that wall, allowing Montaigne to kind of push in to gain intel. And the Firebirds having a lot of line of sight that they have to avoid. The Bearcats can use, but whether or not the Firebirds are able to overcome that, it is hard to say. Now, it is a small line of sight for the Firebirds to attack from, but because they heard a lot of people coming in, they're probably going to have a few people dedicated to that. But we can see the Bearcats doing exactly what they should do, trying to attack from a point, but if it's not going to work, we're going to move around and do something else. And Tuan the Montaigne has just basically 1 health. So if Clash is able to get a single, taser, attack on, it is basically game over there. So I'm excited to see how this goes. Now, we can see that the Bearcats are very much playing from that death from above style. They're making sure to gain the entire second floor, making sure that there is no ground left, no ground safe for the Firebirds to kind of stand from. Teshi, though, taking out the Montaigne once and for all. A decent pick for the Firebirds because they don't have to worry about that shield if there is any sort of 1v1 style here. The Lion Pulse going out. That is the last Lion Pulse that the Bearcats have. The Bearcats only having Iana and IQ's gadgets. IQ is going to be some bit helpful, but not quite. Xerxes, though, taking out the Lion. Unfortunately, Xerxes and Wialku taken out, but it is Ice Helix remaining in the fight. 2v2, Teshi and Tuan taken out, but the Firebirds playing the clock. It's not about the kills. In that case, it wasn't about the kills. It is about playing the time. And I think what happened was, and I'll say it happened for me, I was too into the action. I was like, oh, who's going to get a pick? Who's going to get a pick? And I think the Bearcats, they might have. It's very hard to say. They might have just completely lost track of time, and we're focusing on getting those kills.
I think the biggest thing right there, it looks like they are doing a timeout. I think the biggest thing right there is that they could not get in from where they opened the wall up. Is that they were trying to get in from the first floor, and the Firebirds would not allow them. And it was really nice having the Clash here because it was taking down that Monty all the way down to 5 health. Most of that was the Tuan doing all that damage from Clash. So that was extremely useful. And then it's just we can't push forward anymore. The Montaigne will go, and then we'll all just fall like dominoes. So let's try and rotate, go to second floor, and then time just was not on their side. They had to try rushing in. So it was a good try. It
was a great try.
Firebirds just defended really well.
Exactly. I cannot say how awesome it was and how great it shows how great of a team they are when they were trying to push on the site, realized this is not going to work right away, and they immediately turned around and went back to another way of attack. That is what you need to do because there are ways the Firebirds have that has happened so many times. Where the Firebirds are trying to hold a point, and trying to enter, it doesn't work.
Yep.
And they waste a lot of time. But again, Bearcats still could very much come back from this.
Oh,
I
most
mean,
definitely.
3-0, and this is only on the first side. They could be phenomenal defenders. I think this map might be more defender-oriented.
I would say so. In some ways, if you know how to work around the map and you obtain the objectives that you can, it will be turned to its attack side, but that's pretty much with every map. But I think the biggest thing here is now that the Firebirds have played on all 3 sites, that the Bearcats, they know what the Firebirds are going to be relatively running, so now they get that second chance to try and take these sites. So this is a great opportunity for them to come back. So hopefully the Firebirds are going to switch it up a little bit and then just stay strong. Just keep that defense up.
Yeah, very true. But the Firebirds know that. They very well could be adapting and changing up their strategy. That's what I hope. And looking at the composition, that's just what they're going to be doing. Xerxes running that Solis still, but Wialku running that Jaeger, Teshi on that Mute, Ice Helix on that Azami, and
like
Tuan
that.
on that Pulse. Slightly different from what we saw before. I think Solis is such a good pick, and I'm glad we're seeing a lot more from the Firebirds. Now, looking at the Bearcats running a Zofia, Lion, Gridlock, Ash, and Sledge, I gotta say, though, the Firebirds not really playing heavy on the roaming game. Yeah, they maybe have a Pulse, and we did see them with the Solis, but, like, they're not playing any typical roamers like a Vigil. So it's pretty fun. It's pretty interesting to see.
Yeah.
And Tuan switching on and off to that clash is really good. It's that element of surprise that you have to be, they won't know what's coming out. The Bearcats really having to kind of read the situation. But it's clear that they're a high-level team, so they're expecting that. They know how to adapt.
Yeah, it's nice that, like you said, that it's just like if Firebirds aren't really full roaming, they're kind of half roaming. They're roaming in the places that's just going to slow the Bearcats just down. And so it's really efficient. But, I mean, already, like, Xerxes and playing as that Solis and also having Tuan on Pulse, it's just really nice those two playing together because you can see through walls and you can just make your way back just easily. It is looking wonderful so far.
Yeah, I am loving both of these teams.
There we are.
With the early pick on the Lion. Great choice there. Now, I think I heard the Lion pulse go off twice. I couldn't quite see. So Lion, not much utility there left. Teshi taking a ton of damage from a grenade, but it wasn't enough. Now we do see Tuan is below. Able to get the pick on the Sledge. Another level. Tuan is a dominant force right now that the Bearcats are having to fear. We do see they're throwing grenades from below, making sure that they're going to regret it. And will we see Tuan just barely able to swap to the firearm to get that pick from below? It is both teams playing the same game of vertical play. But here we can see Wialku having to go up against several of these players, not able to get the double kill, but it was
damage.
Very close. Unfortunately, Teshi getting picked off as well. 3v2. The Firebirds are in favor. Unfortunately, Dirty Dan is just different. Triple kill there, getting Ice Helix out of the picture, and it does look like they are going to be planting. But will we see Tuan be able to figure out where they're planting? We do see the vertical play come, or the from below play, but it wasn't enough to get the kill. And we're seeing the gridlock charge, the gridlock spike do a little bit of damage to Xerxes, but Xerxes really having to figure out, okay, where are they on the site? Where are they going to be planting? Where are they going to be holding? And it's safe to say they're going to be in the quad kill for Dirty Dan, though. So right now it is Tuan versus the world, and just with that gunshot, it is alerting them to where that team is. It is not in his favor. And honestly, it is a little bit scary to see, and I think it was just kind of the attack. The Firebirds were not really running anybody on that attack. And there's one. Will we see Tuan? Yeah, there you go. Unfortunately, we're going to see the melee kill. Yeah. Oh, no melee kill. Dirty Dan might have completely missed him.
I think he left.
Oh, we are seeing a pause from the Bearcats. So we might be seeing another timeout here. I'm not quite sure. It does look like they had a little bit of a DC, but that should be back really shortly. I have to say that what did you see differently from that? From that attack? Why did the Bearcats get the upper hand?
I think mainly because they found a way inside and just pushed through. They just took ground very quickly. Firebirds could not react to the speed that the Bearcats brought in. Because Dirty Dan just went in, and it went in pretty quickly, just like 1, 2, and just like, okay. And then he's just like, well, the last, or I think it was Teshi, who was just trying to be like, okay, I heard it over here. Already making his way through Vault. That was it. And then just kill him. It was really, really, really dangerous to be in there. Just took out everybody on site, and the last 2 were our roamers that we had.
I think the big strategy that we saw there, kind of like what you were saying, where the Firebirds, we had 2 people roaming, you know, and despite what I was saying earlier, yeah, we do have a roaming game. I will say that. We do have Firebirds who are roaming. And we say it time and time again. When you're roaming, you have to be able to know when to get back to site. And I think the issue was, we had Ice Helix and Wealku on site, or Teshi and Wealku. But that's half of your team that is not on site. And we saw 3 of the Bearcats push in. And, you know, 2v3 is not in your favor because you have a limited number of bullets in your magazine. So either you somehow get perfect aim and get 3 headshots, or, you know, you have to do a little bit of damage. And we saw Teshi get picked off right away because I think just not expecting that aggression from the Bearcats. Now, obviously, we're going to see some adaptation from both teams here, knowing, hey, Bearcats have it in them to come back. It's not a total landslide here. So I'm curious what we're going to see. And I'm really hoping the Firebirds come back. Come back in a sense of they kind of adapt now. I think it's, I don't know. It was interesting to see.
I don't think it's going wrong. I think the biggest bummer right there is that our pulse was not there in time right underneath the floorboards to throw up a C4. Because if there was a C4 kill there, that would have changed the entire game around.
I think it also came down to, I mean, we saw some really good, like, potential kills from Pulse. We are getting word that the technical issue might be a little bit more serious, so we're going to take a quick break while we hopefully get that fixed very shortly, or hopefully have them get it fixed very shortly, but we don't know how long it's going to be, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you didn't miss us too much, but we have the technical difficulties have been solved on there, and they are back. Their player is back in the game, the one that disconnected, but heading into round number 5, only a few rounds left for the Firebirds on defense. And like we said, Villa is kind of a defensive-oriented map, you know, so I'm excited to see what they have in store for us. Now, the Firebirds are going to be on that second floor trophy room and the statue. What are you expecting from this defense here?
Main thing, you don't want any attacker on that second floor. It's just like if they're gonna go in from the other side from aviation, you want to keep them there for as long as possible until they wrap on over. So I'd say just try and play time. Is that time is on your side with this map, and you gotta play it down.
Oh yeah, I think looking at the Firebirds composition, very similar to what we've seen previously, but hopefully that's just more of a visual aspect. Their mechanical and play style are going to be switching it up slightly. But we do see the Firebirds running that Solis, Wamai, Malusi, Kaid, and Pulse, whereas looking at Sam Houston, looking at Zofia, Hibana, Flores, IQ, and Ash. Now, it's very interesting they're running that Flores. Looking at the Firebirds, they don't really have, I mean, they have the Malusi traps they could blow up, but that's kind of it. I mean, on the Flores, but you know, it all depends on how they use it. They could be using it more of just kind of the destruction oriented, or
good
to kind of good softball destroyer, but also just maybe to kind of scare people away, scare people out of cover. It all depends on their play style, and honestly, I think Flores is it's an interesting pick. I gotta say, though, we do see Tuan, who is going to be setting up the pre-C4. Unfortunately, Xerxes taken out by Dirty Dan. Wealku immediately turning, saying, hey, Xerxes, where were you? Where was that? So I can kind of reorient my defense. And he's going to be opening up some vertical plays there to make sure to kind of look onto sight or look below them, maybe catching a few Bearcats off guard. We do see A1X Oh, I'm sorry. Twan getting Dirty Dan, and Ice Helix getting Captain Yuri. Dirty Dan is the top fragger right now for the Bearcats, so that is going to be a great pick for the Firebirds. But Twan getting a double kill there. I can't even finish my conversation. I was going to say, we all could get picked off. We could see A1X and Zen being able to get a bunch of kills here. You know, top fragging doesn't mean anything. It all means just your current play style in the moment. So we could see A1X and Zen kind of just switch on. Hey, I'm going to be playing more aggressive. But Ice Helix is just going to be on a different level, making sure to get that kill there. The flash grenade going out for Ice Helix, but he's going to be able to rotate out, making sure to gain the line of sight. Wow. And Ice Helix is just going to be like, oh, you're not supposed to push it. This is not in my house. And I love Cage Shotgun so much. It shoots the nice sound. It has a beautiful sound with the suppressor, but also it has the slugs. So you're going to have that one-shot distance for quite a while.
I don't get how that works. You know, like with Boss G2 having.
Basically, think of it as a sniper rifle. That's how I describe Cage Shotgun. Like, it's a sniper rifle, basically.
It's just so weird, like when you think about it, especially Boss G.
Yeah.
And what was it? Alibi's really
the A12.
Yeah.
It just comes down to I like how it sounds. Yeah. It sounds so good. It's like a cool guy not looking at an explosion. It's got a very quiet sound, but it packs a punch, and I love it. Now the Firebirds are once again on that first floor site, on that kitchen, and I forget the other. I think it's dining room. The Firebirds running that castle. Lamai Warden. Mute and Clash. Hey,
you're wearing the Warden outfit.
Dressed for the occasion.
Yeah, cosplaying a little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit.
I like it. I love it.
Now, it wouldn't be... I'm not going to cosplay until you bring Toner Man out.
Oh, no.
All right, back to the game, though. We do see the Bearcats running a Zofia, Buck, Fuse, Sledge, and Ash. All destruction operators. They are definitely going to be playing this vertical play. That. They're making sure there's not going to be a single area that is not open to some sort of destruction. And the Fuse is going to cause some issues. Now, Wamai's going to help a little bit, but it all depends on positioning. And hopefully the Firebirds are not caught off guard by that. But Warden, I think, is going to be a very good pick because we do see Buck has those flash grenades that they have kind of utilized to a degree. And I think the Clash is going to be good, but you got to watch out because I don't know about the Buck shotgun, but I do know that the frag grenades are going to be issues, and same with the flash grenades. But we will see. We'll see. I think the Bearcats once again just playing a really paced game. I'm not saying they're too fast. I'm not saying they're too slow. They're just keeping up the pace. It's like a well-oiled machine. If it's running at peak efficiency. And same with the Firebirds. And I'm expecting a similar factor when they're on the attack.
I'm loving that analogy. That's a good one.
I'm full of great analogies every once in a while.
You just have a lot of wisdom, you know?
Yeah, just a lot of video game wisdom, unfortunately. Teshi unfortunately getting picked off by A1X there. Caught off guard. The Warden is now out of the picture, so everything I just said, hyping him up, it's fine. But, Teshi's now going to be able to play a little bit more on that intel side, using some cameras, using some, just different angles in a sense that hopefully can help the Firebirds to get some kills here. We do see Zen is going to be planting those fuse charges, but we do see Wialku trying to get that roaming kill to kind of flank them, but unfortunately A1X just kind of knew that he was coming. So that's rather unfortunate to see, but I'm expecting a little bit of a change up here. We do see Ice Helix trying with the C4 kill, doing a ton of damage to A1X, but not enough to get the kill. Just enough to basically mortally wound them. It's a scratch. It's not a scratch, it's a flesh wound. I forget that quote. That's unfortunate. Xerxes, though, getting the pick, finally getting a pick on Captain Yuri, and the Zofia being out of the picture is a great, as Twan is in the picture. Unfortunately, Xerxes getting picked off as well by Zen. It is now 2v3, but it's Ice Helix and Twan, two very powerful mechanical players. So
especially on defense.
Especially one of them is Clash. Ice Helix missing the flick, and you're going to have to watch out because now they're going to know exactly where he is, and they're just going to peek him. Icelix getting one pick, though, evening it out to 2v2. Unfortunately, Icelix taken out. It is now Twan versus 2. But the time, you have the time. You can just make sure to stun them. It's the Fuse who's going to plant. The turtle shell. Oh my gosh! Wow. I was gonna say, is he gonna take out the Ash and try and 1v1? But he's smarter, he's better, he's Mr. Incredible, and he's Twan, who's just gonna say, hey, I'm gonna play the game the way it's supposed to be played. I'm not going for the kills, I'm going for the objective. He is not gonna C9, and he is going to get the kill.
That was smart. I'm wondering if Coach is gonna have another image that he's gonna make with Twan's face
honestly,
on it.
Though, it's not even just. I mean, Twan's had the 2 very clutch plays.
I mean, it's just
but
awesome.
It's not even just Twan. He's had the clutch plays, but the Firebirds, all of these players are fired up. They are playing the peak of their game. They are ready. They are dominant, and it is round 7. So that means the sides are switching. So the Firebirds are now on attack. And now we're going to see the Bearcats defense. Now, 5v1 is a very big margin.
Yep.
The Bearcats have to win a lot here.
Yeah.
But we have seen that happen before.
Because we did it ourselves.
We've done it ourselves. We've also lost, I think, from this same loss. So we'll see how this goes. I'm confident we're going to see some great plays here.
Yep.
And I'm very excited to see what the Bearcats have on this defense. Now, it looks like the Bearcats on their defense running that Solis, Kaid, Malusi, Oryx, and Alibi. Very similar to what the Firebirds ran. And they're going to be running it on that second floor site again. The second floor site, the Aviators and Bar. Now, the Firebirds, I'm excited to see. They're running an Iana, Ace, Knock, Thatcher, and Blitz. Thatcher's going to be really good against probably the Cade and... well, I shouldn't say that because the Firebirds only have the Ace for the hard breach. That's still going to be very helpful. But you do have Twan on the Blitz, which against an Oryx is still the winning condition. Oryx is a really good counter to those shield operators. But... a Blitz is yes, a shield operator, but not the same way that Monty is. We are able to see a lot more of a aggression, and the Flash is going to help basically just neutralize the Oryx. But the Firebirds really taking it slow here, making sure to really just kind of pace it out, gather intel before they rush in, before they make any sudden plays. Xerxes going to be going through the bedroom or opening up the window to kind of maybe catch somebody off guard. And here we see, we do see the Solis seeing the Claymore there, is able to throw the grenade, but that is one less impact grenade that Solis has, which is allowing the Firebirds kind of less of a resistance, you know?
Look at Ice Helix doing the same thing that the IQ was doing.
Ice Helix probably saw it and was like, hey, this is pretty fun. Oh, the Malusi trap, but because it's near the window, Teshi was just going to wait for it to open up. And we do see the pairing with the EMP grenade. What a beautiful lineup from Teshi there, able to kind of destroy that, or not destroy, but disable that electricity. Now, Twan, as that Blitz is going to be kind of going in, now you got to be careful though, because Blitz does not have that full body shield. He's still very vulnerable from the sides and from below. Now, hopefully we see the Firebirds noticing somebody's there. Unfortunately, it looks like A1X is reading the book of Ice Helix and using the shotgun as well, which... you know, it causes some issues. Xerxes out of the picture, though, is going to be a little bit of an issue because they have less recon. They don't have that Iana at their disposal. And 45 seconds left on the clock. The Firebirds still making their way inside. So you got to be very careful, and we got to see Firebirds step it up a bit. I'm not sure if Wealku noticed somebody was in there behind the... Well, now we do. Wealku knows somebody's there, but 30 seconds left. It's going to have to be a very quick one. They're able to take out the Solis from below. Is going to be using the EMP grenades from Thatcher to disable the Malusi trap, but turning his back to the staircase, Zen was able to take him out. 20 seconds left on the clock. Wealku missing the shot and is taken out, but Teshi is working his way from the other side, taking out one of the Bearcats. 10 seconds left. The Firebirds not able to get the upper hand. As Twan is down and Teshi has to plant, but Teshi doesn't have the diffuser, and it looks like the Firebirds are not going to be able to get it. Unfortunate, but still a lot of game to be played. That is unfortunate to see, but the Firebirds a little bit smarter, a little bit wiser, able to know what the Bearcats are going to be playing.
Yeah, that was really good defense, I say. Like, Firebirds, like... They were having trouble with all the roamers because they were super slippery.
Yeah, but now the Firebirds know that. They're expecting that, and they probably are like, hey, we saw the double the Jackal and Dokubi bans, so that makes sense. So I think they're going to be really just kind of focusing on clearing that out. I would have loved to see the Firebirds maybe push in a little bit more. I think, yeah, sure, we did see the Bearcats hold a lot of really good angles, but
Defenders, protect your bombs.
It's a big
you
map.
you can't wait till the last 45 seconds before anybody's really on site. Now, we did see Tuan and Teshi push from the other side, though, which is what you want. You want attacking, you want variety. Not everybody pushing from the same angle. You want, 2 degrees of attack, basically, perpendicular to each other. Or not perpendicular, the same line. 180
Like
degrees. Like that.
Oh.
Like that. 180 degrees. We're having a serious broadcast, and then we do that. It's like I'm a gene thing,
Yeah, I got that.
Oh, or like this.
I got this.
Pencil. All right, but round number 8, Firebirds
180.
once again on this attack. We do see that Sam Houston is going to be going that second floor in the trophy room and statue, running that Solis, Smoke, Mazi, Wamai, and Legion. Very interesting composition here. The Smoke is going to be a threat. You have to be taking them out because those smoke grenades are bad news.
Oh, yeah.
And we see they're all playing throwables. Unfortunately, Zen is took out Ice Helix from the window. Not technically a spawn peak, but yeah, kind of a spawn peak. It's legal in the game after the first 2 seconds. Nobody can get a kill in the first 2 seconds of the game, which honestly I think 2 seconds is like nothing, but Firebirds on that attack, running an Iana, Ash, Ace. Ice Helix was running the Gridlock, and Tuan is on that blitz. Gridlock being out of the picture is going to be a little bit unfortunate, but they're going to have to really play it. Really gather the intel, especially when you have the Solis, going to cause issues. Now, we do see Xerxes is droning out that bedroom, making sure, hey, I'm going to read, see if anybody's here. And the Mozzie drone is going to going to cause some issues with the drones. You can't afford to lose those drones at this point because we see both teams are very much gathering intel with those drones. Wialku, though, on the Ash is going to be opening up a doorway. Knows somebody's going to be peeking from the angle. Is able to swing, get a little bit of damage on Captain Yuri, but it wasn't enough. Unfortunately, Tuan is taken out by Itsuki. Teshi, though, is going to take out Dirty Dan. It is a 3v4. Teshi is downed and taken out by A1X. Wialku is kind of trapped on that balcony. Minute 18 left. We did see one of the smoke grenades going out from one of the players. We will see Wielku kind of rotate around, but hopefully we can see the Firebirds kind of regain it. They have lost control of the diffuser, or the counter diffuser. No, the diffuser, sorry. Xerxes holding the angle, watching for Wielku to go up the stairs. Now, this is interesting. They're pushing from the same angle, and here we're going to see the smoke grenade go out, do a little bit of damage to Xerxes. I'm not quite sure if they were able, it doesn't look like they were able to regain the diffuser, though, which is unfortunate. 45 seconds left on the clock, 2v4. It is not in favor of the Firebirds, but we could see them come back. We could see a very clutch play. And seeing that the Bearcats are playing it slow, not going for the kills, is smart. This is what you want from them. The frag grenade going out, not doing anything. 20 seconds left on the clock. It's another smoke grenade going out. They're pacing the smoke grenade. But here's the thing. That wasn't on the diffuser, so they can kind of swoop in, get a little bit of a kill. Xerxes with the frag grenade is unfortunately not able to get the gunfight with Wamai, but it was very close. And Wialku 1v3. There's very little you can do in those situations. What went wrong there?
I think from the start, just getting spawn killed, that just kind of demotivates the team.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think it had really like an objective-based push. I don't think there was a clear vision of what we're going to do. And there's a lot of good things on the Bearcats defense. It was just tough to push. It's a tough site. So I think the Firebirds did the best that they could, but it does hurt when you have a teammate down. A couple seconds in.
I have such strong feelings against peaks in kills like that, in all honesty. I know it's in the rulebook, and it is competitive play, so you should expect that. But I just think it's such a cheap tactic in a sense, There is that moment, especially like after the first 2 seconds, where you kind of just, have this moment of, hey, I'm just gonna walk to the building, and before you're even able to get to the building, you're getting picked off. Like it's almost like bringing a gun to a knife fight. You know, it's like, all right, you're gonna win, and like in a real world situation,
Yep.
In self defense, maybe gun's gonna be a better situation. But in cases like that, you know, like in quick play and stuff, and in ranked, I'm like, come on, like. Come on, but in this, it kind of makes sense.
What I like
I can't be too...
in some spots though is that
yeah, there's like no cover.
Where I'm just like in some spots when I'm attacking, I know there's gonna be a spawn peeker. I just spawn peek the spawn peeker. I pre-fire it. I just go.
Yeah, it's a trick that works once. You know, that's the thing. When you get spawn peek once, you're just kind of expecting it at that point, and it rarely works out 2 rounds in a row.
But I think it's nice that it happens, because then it puts that in your mind again. It's just like, yeah, I need to be safe at all times.
Definitely. But going into round number 9, it is 5-3 right now. The Firebirds need to win 2. Sam Houston winning 2 in a row. They are really gaining it, but the Firebirds did have that timeout, so I think it's going to allow them to kind of really regroup, reassess their situation, you know, a little bit less than on the comms, allows them to, because there's very little downtime between these, between these rounds to really communicate on what to do. But we're looking at Sam Houston. They are playing that first floor, and they're running a Solis, Oryx, Castle, Aruni, and Alibi. Great choices there all around. I think the Aruni is going to be a very, very good choice here. Now looking at the Firebirds on attack, running a Lion, Ashe, Zofia, Gridlock, and Blitz. Pretty interesting composition there for the Firebirds, but I like it. I think Lion's going to allow them to really gain some ground. Now Twan is going to be pushing from below as that Blitz, using the Lion pulse to kind of catch people off guard. They were able to catch one of the players off guard, one of the Bearcats being marked by that Lion pulse. A lot of damage being done to them. We do see kind of catching them off guard in a 1v1 situation. Xerxes winning that gunfight, doing what you need to do, pushing. Hey, I have more bullets in my magazine because I'm carrying an LMG. They're reloading. I'm just going to walk. Press W to win. And there we saw that great early pick there on the Oryx, especially allowing them to kind of worry less about some direct roamers, because that's how you play Oryx. Now, we do see the Bearcats do have a few more roamers, and they are playing the Castle skin, which is pretty funny because I believe in a previous couple weeks ago, we had a rule violation that was that. You know, the other team played that skin, and that is not allowed. Is it the
skin itself?
It's the skin on the gadget that is not allowed, apparently.
Wait, but can't you also put the gadgets, the custom skin on it?
Yes, but it's still banned. So that's pretty interesting. But the Firebirds were able to get the diffuser off, and it is now a 3v1.
Oh, but it's Dirty Dan.
It's Dirty Dan getting 2 picks there. 2v1, it is now Iced Helix versus Dirty Dan, but the diffuser is planted. So, Iced Helix might be playing a little bit more. And we do see Elite Gadget is typed in chat, which I think was a situation before where it was all like, you have to, you know, say it in chat first. But that's not going to be an issue for the Firebirds because, you know, they're just going to do that. They're just going to, Iced Helix is just better. Now, Dirty Dan almost got it though. Just barely survived, but it was a great play there from both teams. Now the Firebirds are on match point, so I'm curious to see how this is going to go. The Firebirds still on that attack, but it looks like there's going to be a timeout. It is an admin pause, which means I think the rule violation is going to be, or the potential rule violation, because I'm not too well versed in the rule book. I'm not quite sure what it explicitly says. And this is what happens. This has happened many times where basically like you just kind of, you know, so we're going to take a quick break while that's situated. Hopefully it won't take too long.
This is our third break already.
Yeah, because it's high. We are coming down to the wire. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. That admin pause has been solved. I'm not quite sure what the conclusion was, but it looks like there's no effect as of now. We might be seeing that later on here. But the Firebirds are in match point on a team that is undefeated and has never lost a match.
This is exciting.
Now, I'm not going to jinx it because the Bearcats could very well come
Don't say
back.
that word. Don't even say that word.
I'm not going to vie from League of Legends.
No. Oh,
I'm not gonna.
I like that.
I'm not gonna Heimerdinger from League of Legends.
I saw what you did there. I like that.
I'm pretty funny.
Hey.
You know, I would have said I'm not Caitlyn from League of Legends. I'm not gonna Caitlyn.
Hey, clear skies, full hearts. Can't lose.
Regardless, I'm having a fun time.
Oh,
Again,
yeah.
even if the Bearcats win and come back, this has been two phenomenal teams going up against each other.
What's so amazing is that we're learning so much that we
Yes.
learn every single
we
time
are learning
we do
strategies upon strategies
it.
here.
And we're gonna use a little
Yeah,
bit
we're gonna
later
use them.
for a rank.
It's a surprise tool that'll help us later.
You know, secretly we're just gonna get to top 500.
Secretly, we are we are number 1 and 2. That's why we're here. We wanted to even the playing field.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know? Coach Palmer was like, you guys playing would just completely, mess up all the balancing of the team. You guys would just destroy everybody. It's not fair.
in our
It's
own
not fair.
league.
It's not fair. Yeah,
The Bearded Man and Toner League.
the BT league.
Now we need someone with an L so we can.
Honestly, we should do that.
BLT
Me
league.
and you should
the
start
BLT league.
The BLT. We need to find somebody with L. Okay.
Laney.
Wait, yeah, sure. Yeah, that works. It works out perfectly. But going into this match point, it looks like the Bearcats are going to be defending once again. They are on that bar and aviation site, second floor site, which the Firebirds do know really well. But so do the Bearcats, and they've seen each other. Now a little bit of a attempted, technically not
nice.
a spawn peek, but shooting through a window. It's the best way I could describe it as a spawn peek. I'm not quite sure. I think
Except
it's just
on
kind of a
that window,
peek.
that's high risk, high reward. So I
Exactly.
applaud that for Capcan.
Teshi was did not take any life-threatening damage, but just enough. And we do see the Capcan trap, which is a direct counter to Blitz. Is unfortunate to see. I think the Firebirds maybe caught a little off guard, maybe a little bit too hyped going into this round, a little impatient. They did see Dirty Dan in that pick. Unfortunately, Xerxes seeing somebody was on the other side. The Bearcats are holding this second floor tightly in their claws, their Bearcat claws. They are making sure they don't lose it. And the Firebirds need to be playing smart. And I think, a little bit of aggression there from Xerxes Antoine. We saw Xerxes did try and peek to the other side. Maybe last second it was like, oh, hey, somebody might be over there. You can't afford that. Now, 3v5, you're at a severe disadvantage here. But you never know. It's Zuki taking a ton of damage and is taken out by Ice Helix. Helps a little bit. 50 seconds left on the clock. The Firebirds could not even really inside yet. So you have to be careful with this. Wialku, a little bit of a headshot there, line up on Gridlock.
I saw the temptation right there.
Had it been unranked or quick play, I would have done that in a heartbeat.
I know.
Especially to you. Oh, we see Teshi lining up the
Excuse me,
pixel.
I heard that.
No, you didn't. Oh, unfortunately, Captain Yuri with a double kill on Teshi. That just came down to a pixel there. And it came down to also, like, the latency in the game. And it is looking awful right now. Dirty Dan with, I think, a quad kill there. Definitely a double kill, at least. Unfortunate to see.
Yeah, that was really well done. Like, every Bearcat kind of, like, played off of each other and just had really good spacing, making it super tough for the Firebirds to even get in the building.
Very, very true. But Firebirds, I think, were a little bit too pumped. A little bit too much adrenaline going in. So hopefully that was kind of a snap, a wake-up call, just like a
I
deep
do
breath.
have a quick question.
Toner, let's do a deep breath right now, okay?
Breathe in.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Breathe out.
Okay, that actually did help me. That actually did help me a little.
Yeah, it's in 7
almost like you know
seconds,
what you're
hold 8 seconds, is it exhale?
Okay, that's just a lot of counting that I'm not too well versed in.
It's not too hard.
Okay. I don't know. Now, what were you gonna say about the stats?
I just wanted to ask, is a Bearcat an animal? Or is it a mix of the two?
So
It might be a dumb question, but I want to...
no, it's just a mix of the two.
No.
Just
but
like Firebirds aren't a real animal.
I know that a Firebird isn't a real animal.
Okay.
I know that.
Bearcats,
I know that bird.
Bearcats, especially a cat
I
with
just
a K.
want-
5 seconds left.
But maybe
No,
Bearcats have copyright on it, and so they had to change
no.
it to
You
a
have to
K.
locate
No.
a bomb and defuse it.
No.
It's
Why would
just a
why would a
question.
real animal have a copyright on it?
Hey,
Anyways,
Animals have rights
match
too.
point. The Firebirds still on that attack, and Sam Houston State is still on that defense, running that Solis, Smoke, Castle, Oryx, and Legion. The Firebirds on that Iana, Ash, Gridlock, Lion, and Ying. Quite a different composition here for the Firebirds. Whether or not that'll work, tis the question of the night.
tis the season.
Tis the season.
No.
To be tactical. Fa la 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 la.
No.
Tis the season to be sieging. Fa la 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 la. Why have we never made that? Why have we never done that?
I know that makes a lot of
We're gonna write the
sense.
lyrics. We all keep getting
Dirty Dan.
getting picked off by Dirty Dan. Unfortunate Twan taking a little bit of damage there. They need to be spicing up these angles of attack. The Firebirds cannot afford to lose a few more rounds. You know they
gotta find a better entry for some of these places.
This is the last round they could potentially lose before adding in more rounds, before no longer being in match point. So because it is win by 2, and math, numbers, and reasons mean that they can't afford to lose it.
That
Twan though
helps.
getting the pick on the castle, allowing them to push in a little bit more, little less aggression onto them. We will see how this goes, though, as we see the Firebirds push in with 1:25 on the clock. A lot of time, but we do see Dirty Dan is very much roaming around on the other side of site. Ice Helix, though, on that Lion, making sure to kind of run up the red stair, using the flash grenade, but missing this throw. Oh, that's embarrassing, and we caught you on tape. Caught in 4K or 1080p.
Clip it.
Caught in 1080p, 60 FPS, I think, or whatever the frame rate is for this stream. Caught on this stream quality. I'm gonna get word on what that is. But
The bearded man cam.
we are seeing a lot more speed here going out. Unfortunately, Twan getting caught off. A double kill there for Sam Houston, causing a lot of issues for the Firebirds. And Ice Helix and Xerxes are the only ones remaining. They don't have the diffuser locked down, and I would not be surprised if we saw some of the Bearcats using that to their advantage, just making sure to push. Ice Helix, though, is able to get one pick there. Will we see another? Xerxes evening it out to 2v2. It is now 2 against 2. 30 seconds left on the clock. The Firebirds need to be making moves. Ice Helix blinding himself again, but not having that scare him and pushing forth. We do see the gunshot going out, but Ice Helix is going to rotate around. 18 seconds left. Firebirds cannot afford to get the diffuser. They just have to go for kills. Unfortunately, Xerxes taken out here, but Ice Helix needs to be doing something here, and is going to have to rotate around. Unfortunately, not. And this is coming back to be a really interesting night, a really interesting match.
Oh, I know.
They have come back from, I believe it was 2 rounds, to now basically stopping the match, basically nearly stopping match point. This is it. The Firebirds need to win this, or they have to. They're gonna have some issues.
Here's a good note. This is the site that we won on.
Yeah.
So hopefully, Firebirds can bring it back.
Hopefully, it's all about that mentality, though. That's
but
the
Cap
thing.
can back again. That's a big problem.
You do have the IQ.
Mm-hmm.
You do have the Iana. Iana drones do
Defenders,
activate
protect
the.
your bombs
Yeah,
and
they
be
do.
defused
I
by
think
attackers.
so. Yeah.
They do. Yes.
They do.
Yes, I'm saying that as a matter of fact before you question me, because I don't know. So, I'm 99%.
good thing
See,
I
it's
got
interaction.
Google.
I'll be honest. It's interactions like this that we don't really think about because we're not. Because we're
Oh, I
top
just
1
don't
and
like
2.
Yana.
Because we're top 1 and 2 of the world, so like we just don't.
We
have
don't
to think
use
about
Yana.
it. No, we don't use Yana.
We use Recruit.
We use Recruit. That's why they had to ban Recruit and remove Recruit
I
because
know.
we're just better. All right, back
And
on
yet,
to
once
the
they
game.
realize our true ranks, it's it's over.
I'm gold 2 in Overwatch 2. Almost platinum. Very close to platinum. Only a few wins away from platinum. Now, okay. Sam Houston State on that defense once again. Probably, I think for the last time here. We do see they're running that Solis again. Wamai, Castle, Capkin, and Warden. And looking at the Firebirds, running that Buck, Sledge, Brava, IQ, and Ying. Brava is going to be so good on this game. Those Capkin traps, if you jam those Capkin traps, and if somebody walks through it, if one of the Sam Houston players walks through it, I'm going to
Attackers
laugh
located a bomb.
very loud. You Mark my words.
Do an
Because that's
LOL.
what you got to do with Brava. That's the key to success if they're playing Capkin. It's just kind of hack it, and they probably don't remember, they don't recall it, they don't process it, and then bam, success. And
Hello.
good things. Now Teshi here is on that Brava cam, and this is what I'm glad we finally get a point of view. We can see thinking. It's like Tom from Tom and Jerry. Going to be hacking that proximity alarm, which pretty interesting. Unfortunately, losing 2 of those charges, that is valuable. Bravo only has 2 drones and 3 hacks each, and he was only able to get 1 hack off. So, you know, a little bit unfortunate there, but we will see as time goes on. Xerxes getting an early pick on Dirty Dan. Oh my gosh, that is a great pick for the Firebirds. Firebirds pushing in slowly but surely, making sure to take that second floor. And Tuan is on that drone, having enough area covered that they can kind of protect Tuan as he goes in. Now we do see Wialku potentially going underground. Not quite, not going into the cellar. But we do see Xerxes opening up the site. We do see also Zen taking a ton of damage. Not quite sure if that was a Capkin trap, but did take a ton of damage from some source. Not quite sure. Xerxes taking a little bit of damage there. 5v4 though, minute 10 left. A lot of time on the clock, but not a lot in terms of the overarching game. You still have to be making movement here, because by the time you get on the point, you could be looking at, 20, 30 seconds left. Because travel time and stuff like that. Tuan, though, on that Ying, we could be seeing some success here. Now that Warden's out of the picture, not really having any threats. We all taking a little bit of poke damage there, but they're just playing that vertical play. Now, vertical play isn't the key to, isn't the guaranteed win here. You have to be actually moving towards site, and that's exactly what we're seeing Tuan do. And hopefully we just see, Wialku and stuff trying to just kind of just play a little bit of a vertical play game, more for intel in a sense. Xerxes getting a pick. 5v3 here. Tuan unfortunately taken out of the picture. Firebirds have to speed this up.
Yeah.
Wialku missing a ton of shots there. 3v3 here. And see, here's the thing: is when you dedicate to the vertical play, you're not on site, and the time's gonna run out. And that is exactly what happened to the Firebirds.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
They were doing so well, but it wasn't. It was the Bearcats giving them the illusion they were doing well. I think that's honestly what it was. The Bearcats were just playing what you do against vertical play, playing out of line of sight, making sure, hey, I'm gonna sit in a corner that you can't see until you open it up, and then I'm gonna rotate to another corner.
Yeah.
So now the Firebirds, we're in overtime here. We are in overtime, and it's anybody's game. Firebirds had it in their fists. Their claws are there. They were ready to secure that map, but it just did not work out.
It just makes it more exciting. For map 1, this is the most exciting it's been in a while.
Yeah, I know. I'm like kind of a little disappointed though, because I would have gone nuts if the Firebirds won, but now I might not go nuts.
No.
Let's take another breather. Let's take another breather.
All right, ready?
Ready?
Breathe in.
Hold.
Breathe out.
Okay, I had to do an extra couple seconds. I got greedy. We're in overtime here, so the Firebirds only having one more round on attack, and then we go to defense, which, might be the key to success, but you never know. We'll see what happens.
Capcan.
Now, we do see the Bearcats running pretty much the same composition that's been working for them. So it's pretty unfortunate that the Firebirds really have not been able to counter them, and I think it's because they're focusing too much on countering them and not so much on getting the kills in a sense. But we do see they're running a Solis, Kaid, Mazi, Capkin, and Alibi. On the second floor, it is Bar and Aviation now looking at the Firebirds. They're on that Iana, Ash, Montaigne, Lion, and Ying. Monty's going to be great here. You got to watch out for those Capkin traps, but that's about it. Now, Tuan playing a dangerous game with that Mozzie crab.
But get shot anyway.
A little bit of a dangerous game there. But what do you think of these compositions? Who do you think is that favor?
In all honesty, I think I'd say the Bearcats. I mean, that Capcan is extremely strong, and we know Dirty Dan is just a menace. So I think I'm gonna have to say it like operator-wise.
Drone going out.
Yeah, we will see. Now, Lion is going to bring out that pulse, but Wialku not looking at the base of the stairs. Ice Helix taken out two of the Firebirds really top fraggers. Well, I kid. Realku isn't a top fragger. He's 4 and 13. But a great guy. So Ice Helix though out of the picture is really unfortunate. But Twan, Teshi, and Xerxes could come back. They have gotten a fair share of kills as well, and we're seeing them play the Monty very smart. Xerxes almost walking into the bullets, but using the Matrix. You know, just making sure to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge, as I like to say. And that's how you play Siege. Dodging, ducking, dipping, diving, and dodging. Say that 10 times fast. I
And
doubt.
Drulin.
Yeah, sure. Twan throwing out the Ying charges, but walking into some gunfire. Teshi did sidestep there, unfortunately, and the flash grenade's going out. Xerxes getting a pick. It is now 1v4. Will Xerxes get this win?
I see it.
I see it too. We could see. Unfortunately not. That was heartbreaking. What went wrong?
I just say it did not work well on the balcony, and just not objective based. You know, there's not a clear image of what we should be doing. You know, I think that there just isn't that hard in it right now. So Firebirds really need to take some time, especially now that we're on defense. It's just like, what are we going to achieve? How are we going to get the win? So I do like this comp. It's been working so far. Hopefully it continues, but I think they need to adapt.
I think so
more.
too. Now Firebirds are on the defense.
Mm-hmm.
And
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
it's overtime match point for the Bearcats. So if the Bearcats win this round, they win the map. I don't know why I was pausing on that. But the Firebirds could say, no, you're not. And suddenly
They could say no.
They could say no, and then suddenly it's 7-7, and I think that's it. Yeah, round 15. So, the Firebirds just need to win 2 more. They can't afford. I'll say this: they can't afford to lose again. And I think part of that is also, I mean, the mentality. But they are on the defense, so I'm thinking they're going to be a little bit confident here.
Yeah. Hopefully, because that was.
It's been a bit. So that's the thing. It's been a bit since they were on defense, so they really have to work for it.
And it's been a minute since a round win, so
Yeah.
hopefully this will be it.
Yeah, now the Firebirds running that Solis, Wamaim, Lucy, Kaid, and Pulse against Sam Houston running that IQ, Ace, Thatcher, Sledge, and Gridlock. Thatcher is going to be a threat to the Firebirds. They really have to watch out for that because Firebirds have a lot of gadgetry that is designed to, like the Kaid claws, designed to stop any sort of hard breach. And they can't afford to really lose that. I mean, especially onto these sites, you know, it allows them to really open up some lines of sight. And we do see that the Bearcats are just pushing through the balcony through near Aviation and Bar. And Twan and Xerxes are playing together, roaming, which works, but they have to rotate back if it doesn't work. Oh, but we're gonna see.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
It's Suki taken out. Dirty Dan, though, taking out
Oh,
Teshi.
there we
Antoine
go.
getting a double kill there. That is Captain Yuri out of the play. Same with Itsuki. Wialku really holding that. There's some of these really good angles. Firebirds really evening it out. You know, 4v3. I'd like these odds. Technically in favor of the Firebirds, but because Xerxes and Twan are not on site, they need to be ready for that. Now, Twan is more so off-site. Xerxes at the ready to kind of rotate back.
Yeah, I am liking this placement, but I just hope the Firebirds just keep it a little bit safe and just kill that time down because there's still a lot of time to be played.
Very
and
true.
The Bearcats are just right outside knocking on the door.
Yes. I almost don't want to commentate. I'm on the edge of my seat, and every moment matters. And it's like, you know, it's like the Super Bowl. You almost just like, you just have to watch it, you know? I don't want to ruin this intensity, but, you know, we are seeing just a slower pace. It's this slow and steady wins the race, but who's going to be the slower or the steadier? Firebirds, technically, that's their win condition. They just wait it out, make sure, hey, they're not able to push on the site. Twan, as the roamer, just has to watch out because they have that fear. You know, when you're striking fear into them, playing that mentality to the point where it's like, they don't know.
Right now, the Firebirds have a really good pinch spot upstairs.
Yes.
And-
Unfortunately, we all
Ooh.
get taken out by A1X there. It is now 3v3. They need to take somebody out. But Ice Helix getting a down there.
Oh! One more.
Twan and Xerxes
It's Dirty
versus
Dan.
the world. It is now just Dirty Dan and has
5 seconds.
this line of
4
sight.
seconds. 3 seconds. Oh. Oh, dear.
Map 1
You
going
don't
to the
wanna see
Bearcats.
that.
Heartbreaking. Truly heartbreaking. Very close match. Definitely taking a few rounds off of the Bearcats.
Yeah.
Bearcats are not going to be relaxing tonight. They are going to be having to play to the best of their ability at this point. But once again, the Firebirds have nothing to lose. I'm Dirty Dan going 21
Wow.
and 7. That is insane. The next highest player I think had 9 kills. That is an insane statistic. But map number 1 going to the Bearcats. We're going to take a quick break before we get ready for map number 2, which is Border. Firebirds will be starting that attack, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back. welcome back, everybody, for map number 2 of tonight. Now, map number 1 was a very interesting set of rounds. Now, the Firebirds, unfortunately, not able to take the map number 1 from the Bearcats, which would have been the Bearcats' very first map loss. However, bringing it very close and definitely causing some issues. And I gotta say, some of the losses the Firebirds went through were just very stupid in a sense. They were playing against themselves, basically, causing issues for themselves, not playing smart, not using their head. And I heard them talking about that, and I know we're going to be seeing some different plays here on the map number 2, which is going to be on Border, which is a map the Firebirds have never played before this season.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
I love this map.
I do not.
I love this map.
I do not like this map.
So excited to see what these teams have in store. The strategies, I have never seen the Firebirds play on this map for these strategies, so I don't know what to expect for them. I assume they're going to be similar to the strategies I know, but we'll see. We'll see. Now, for the bans, attack, I'd say a Jackal.
On this map, it is a lot. It's a smaller map, so Jackal is not the best, and that is a really good ban.
Talk about a target ban.
I'd say so.
A target ban on Twan. They are scared.
I mean,
and I love it. Now, that being said, I'd be scared of Twan, too. In all honesty, I would
I'm just scared of Ying. I mean, an amazing gun, and there's Jackal. That's a good ban. But it's an amazing gun, amazing gadget. You just don't want to deal with the Ying.
If they ban Clash, it is 100% a target ban. It is an anti-Twan ban round. I'll say that. Because you play the two most popular people he plays, like, what else are you going to expect? Now, on defense, I think Amira's going to be banned. Valkyrie?
That's a good one.
Valkyrie is a great choice. Yeah, Valkyrie is a very good...
This is her map.
This is her map. I love her. I love this map, and I love playing her. So I think it's going to be a Clash ban. That's my guess. Just so I could be right if it is a target ban. Will we see the Clash ban?
Honestly, I'm thinking Azami.
I
like that one too.
Interesting ban. It's a great ban because both teams were playing Solis nonstop. And honestly, I think Solis is a bigger threat than what a Clash could be because we did see the Bearcats were able to counter Clash a few times.
Yep.
So it definitely isn't the auto win. It's not the auto win, but Twan is a phenomenal player overall.
Yeah,
and definitely causing some issues for the Bearcats. But same with Ice Helix. All of the players tonight, Xerxes, Teshi, Wialku as well, really causing issues. So
but I think on the other side, I'm scared of Dirty Dan. Like, wow,
yeah, definitely.
They're amazing
the top
plays.
fragger for SHSU, having 21 kills. I think 21 and 7 on that last map. I think the next highest person had 9 kills. Now, top fragging doesn't mean you're the only one doing work. A lot of times you'll see, you have the entry fragger. Your job is basically just get kills. And then you're going to have somebody who's playing more support. Like, hey, I'm going to make sure to scare people off into running in front of your gun, basically. So that could be easy. That could be what they're running. That could be the strategy that SHSU is running. So hard to say from this point because I'm not in their arena. I don't know. I don't know what they're running, their strategies. But looking at this, the Firebirds are on the attack, which means the Bearcats are on that defense, and they are going to be running that second floor hold in the armory. And we do see they're having an Oryx, Smoke, Bandit, Pulse, and Alibi. Pulse is deadly on this map. So much flooring that you can destroy. And when you have that C4, that's the move. Now, the winning strategy on this map is very clear. You do not attempt to board the helicopter. It's very clear.
You were gonna
do not attempt to board the helicopter.
I'm going in anyway.
Honestly, that
we
might
need,
be.
We
see,
need,
that might
we
be
need an aerial view on this map.
I might be wrong. The winning strategy might just be to board the helicopter and just not listen to them. The C4 going out, but missing it. But that's going to alert the Firebirds that, hey, someone's there. Someone's there that I can eliminate.
and it's a good thing that C4 will be gone for Pulse, too. So that makes it a little bit vertical scary.
A little bit of an issue for the Pulse, and they're going to be planting the Claymore for good luck. It's a surprise tool that'll help us later.
The good luck Claymore.
Very, very, very interesting to see how this goes in the future.
Ooh,
now the Firebirds
scary.
really having to watch these off angles and watch for these these roamers because that's very clear. And I gotta say, they have the Dokkaebi as well, so I'm surprised we didn't see that. Unfortunately, Teshi is taken out by Itsuki, and Ice Helix taken out by Dirty Dan. Xerxes really watching this server room area into that customs or that desk. I forget what that call out is called, in all honesty. Because, see, that's the thing, is there's the official call outs and then there's the individual call outs. I
The
call it
bearded
one
man
thing.
call-outs.
I call it, actually, it's been a while on this map, so I don't remember what I usually call it like desk. Or middle desk, I think is what I usually say. But Xerxes, unfortunately, taken out by Dirty Dan. That is a double kill for Dirty Dan. But Tuan is just going to take...
Oh! The
Wasn't
flash didn't
able.
register.
The flash
that was nice.
just out of range. Captain Yuri able to secure that kill. It is now Quizby versus the world.
I believe.
I believe. Quizby. Will we see Quizby get the ace? Has the diffuser, so... Not quite sure what Quizby is doing here.
Saving the op.
Maybe?
Is
I have no idea
there
what's happening.
tech
Is there a
problems?
technical issue? I don't know what's happening here. Is Quizby just kind of waiting out the time? Why? That's an interesting choice. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the strategy is here. I mean, I think...
Go.
yeah, it's very difficult, but also, like, I don't know.
Seconds to go.
Well, I
I don't know.
5
This is
seconds
weird.
to go.
It's not... I don't know what to say. It's a very nice wall. This is a very, very nice wall that we're seeing.
look at the textures on it.
You are out of time.
Saving KD is typed in chat. Wow. A little bit. That's a little toxic, in all honesty, but, you know. Round number 2. I don't know. I think the Firebirds just not knowing strategies on this map, you know. And again, Firebirds have nothing to lose tonight, so they're really just trying to get a feel for the Bearcats. And I think next time we see the Bearcats, we're gonna be really causing some issues for them.
I'm just wondering why waiting outside. That but a little bit confused. But oh, this is gonna be interesting with the they brought a cap can.
Yeah, honestly,
Exactly. Need to
I'm
locate
excited
and
to
defuse
see
as many
what...
bombs as
I
they
think the
can.
Capkin is going to be the move here for the... I like Capkin. Capkin is very powerful on this map. You know, I think, you know, we do see they're running a zombie mute, Castle, Capkin, and Alibi on this armory site again. Wait, no, it's below armory site. I'm just kidding. It's the first floor. I was going to say, like, that's weird positioning of the bomb. It's right under the armory site, which I would not be surprised if we saw one of, you know, where, I mean, we are going to be seeing the Azami who's going to be holding that armory
5 seconds remaining.
on that second floor. A little bit of some really weird banter coming in from the chat. A little bit toxic there. That's unfortunate to see, you know. But honestly, holding the second floor, we see Azami is going to be opening up into that the cube. I have not caught up on my callouts on this map because I don't play it. You ban it all the time. Every time we play it, you try to ban it.
I don't like this map. This map
I
is
like this
not
map.
fun.
I like this map, but because it's been so long,
It is not
I've
fun.
forgotten
I
all
will
the
play
callouts.
Canal any day of the
I
week.
hate Canal.
It is.
I hate
I will
Canal.
teach you on why it is such a good map. This
Yeah,
map,
no. Yeah,
too
sure.
small.
Sure. See, that's what makes me number 1 in the world, and you're number 2. Because you like Canal. and I like
Excuse me. When was that established?
about 30 seconds ago. Not even 30 seconds ago. About 15 seconds ago.
All
20
right.
seconds ago. Maybe 22 seconds ago.
Oh,
I'm
dear.
Dirty Dan running out is like, all right, I'm going to just, you know, not let this happen any
Oh,
longer.
dear.
Captain Yuri with a double kill there on the Firebirds. Trying to open up some lines of sight. The Firebirds really having to watch out some of these off
Yeah.
angles and these spawn peaks.
I'm loving Dirty Dan's playstyle though. It's just, and I
Dirty
especially
Dan
love, I love
is-
Alibi so much.
Dirty Dan's style. First of all, I gotta say I love the name, but the strategy
No,
is
I'm
just
Dirty
the
Dan.
strategy is just I'm in the walls, I'm in the walls, I'm in the walls,
Ooh.
and it's working. But you know, I think that we've seen moments where Dirty Dan is taken out of the fight, and the Firebirds are able to kind of just focus and breathe and just like, okay, I'm gonna push in. Xerxes taking
there we
out
go.
Dirty Dan, and now we're gonna see Xerxes maybe run in. However, we do see the Azami having to run around, taking no damage there. Unfortunately, Teshi is down, but that means the Xerxes is just gonna run around,
Rescue
rotate
team.
around.
Rescue team.
Rescue team. Rescue team.
Rescue team.
Rescue team.
Uh-oh.
And the revive going out, but whether or not we're going to see them...
Oh,
they're not going to shoot through the wall. They're just not. They're just going to completely ignore it. Xerxes taking a little bit of damage, but is still alive to fight another day. Xerxes doesn't need all the health in the world. He just needs to click heads. That's all it is. It's just click the heads.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, the frag grenade is not clicking that. Xerxes, though, did get a pick there. It is now 1v4. Teshi, I said.
Got the trade?
Teshi getting a pick there. No, he got the trade. I lied. He did.
No,
get the
that
trade.
was nice.
Yeah, it is now Teshi versus 3 of the players.
Oh, yeah.
We could see Teshi come back. I mean, if 20 seconds left, decent amount of time. The capture traps are going to be the biggest threat. Also, here's the funny thing. The diffuser's outside, and Teshi has to go get it. Yeah, I don't think the Firebirds are going to be able to get this, in all honesty.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
10 seconds left.
It's all good.
Taking this map is the weirdest thing. This is why I don't like this map. This map not fun.
That's fine. I mean, we've shown them time and time again. We won the first 6 rounds of the match tonight. So like, that's a dub. I'm sorry, but if we won. We almost full swept them up.
We'll get
almost. Emphasis on almost. We didn't because. Why would it ever be fun? Why would we ever want the sweep? It's fine. But map number 2.
Is that Hedgefuzz?
No, maybe. We're not talking about my water bottle. Stop. Round number 3. Okay, we do see the Firebirds on attack again, running an Osa Blitz. I think the Firebirds are really just kind of playing strategies, testing things, testing the waters. It's a training match at this point. They're working on strategies and like, hey, we've never played this map before. Let's try something. You know.
I mean, what a better thing just to try things out when you're in that professional setting.
Exactly.
You know, that it's a great time to just try new things. Especially about this is that because it's a really tough comp you're going up against, especially with that cap can. And just having this trap ops zombie, just creating the different angles, is that this is a really good learning experience, and hopefully the Firebirds can pull out a few wins.
I mean, we're seeing the Bearcats play pretty much the same strategy every map, minus 1 or 2 changes every single round, I should say.
Oh, but placement-wise, yeah.
Placement-wise, it's switching it up, but we're seeing like the same op. We're seeing a Malusi all the time, a Zami, Mute, you know, and it's working for them. But the Firebirds are just trying new things, you know.
Yeah.
Again, they have absolutely nothing to lose tonight, so why not just use it as practice? Use it as a little scrim. But if we win, then we win, you know. And honestly, on Border, it's hard. I don't think Border is... In all
are you
seriousness,
backing up on your word that this is one of your favorite maps?
No, all I'm saying is you have to be #1 in the world to understand the true beauty of Border. You know, again, the strategy, the winning strategy is boarding the helicopter. That's all it is. Just board the helicopter.
Hey, that's where we are right now as commentators. We're in the helicopter.
Why else would they say do not attempt to board the helicopter if that wasn't just the auto win?
Because that's where we're commentating from right now.
No.
You know?
No.
It's our helicopter.
No, it's not. Tony.
Yes, it is.
Tony, wake up.
Look below
Tony,
you.
Wake up. Tony, wake up. Tony, wake up. Anyways, round number 3. We are 2 minutes into the clock. We do see the Firebirds running a Buck, Dokkaebi, Zero, Blitz, and Lion.
I haven't seen the Gon 6 in a while.
Honestly, yeah, I use the Gon 6 all of the time, which is probably one of the reasons why I'm #1. But #1 on I was gonna say my friends list, but you know, I have Iced Helix in there, so sorry. I can't even lie about that. But I'm #1 in the heart of the millions. And honestly, I'm liking the strategy the Firebirds are playing. I think Zero is underutilized, and they are really just kind of getting a feel for everything. Teshi taken out right away, but the Firebirds are just going to regain the diffuser. And we are going to see Twan run after Itsuki, but the C4 going out, taking out Twan there. That's a C4 out of the arsenal of the Bearcats.
Sees one. Flashing.
Running around. Christmas tree. Have a happy holidays.
I want Christmas again. I love Christmas.
It'll happen later this year, I promise. Crispy though, getting
there we go.
I'd say the refrag on Itsuki there. Firebirds making their way in. 50 seconds left. They have the diffuser. They could still come back.
I think they got a little bit on Dirty Dan.
A little bit of damage there onto Dirty Dan, you know. Dirty Dan is not unstoppable.
Oh, there.
And as I say that, Dirty Dan taken out of the picture. like it's like, you know, an eraser with a pencil. Just remove them out of the picture. And they
Ooh!
and ICL's getting a double kill.
That's
They're
gonna
not even
help.
playing objective at this point. They're just going for kills. I love to see it. I
Hey,
think.
team deathmatch is pretty fun in this
yeah.
game.
Oh yeah. I think honestly that should be the game mode in competitive plays. TDM.
I haven't played it too much on this one. I do enjoy it.
Yeah. Now Captain Yuri is holding that workshop, which is a little bit of an off angle onto site, and we do see that A1X is holding in the bathroom. Firebirds,
Let's go, Firebirds.
The timer's there. You have to be going. I mean,
Oh,
Quizby getting a
Oh no!
Quizby getting the team kill on Ice Helix. Ice Helix calling the time out here for the Firebirds. That is unfortunate to see a team kill there for Quizby. Quizby just like, hey, Ice Helix is just getting too many kills here. We're gonna take him out of the picture. That's honestly, it works. It works.
I like the thought process.
Hey, double agent. She's a Quizby's a double agent secretly attending Sam Houston State, and is like, now's my time to shine. And he's like, guys, I'm switching side. You know, it's when you hit it, you know, and like any competitor gonna escape, change side,
It
change
happens
teams.
though. The amount of team kills that I've done in my life, they're really stupid ones, especially with grenades. Like I can't tell you the amount of times that I've thrown a nade up and then it just came back to me, and I'm like, oh no.
I will tell you this: when I've played with you, I have never accidentally team killed you. Think about that. But
I don't like that.
Looking at the
So they were
Firebirds,
all on purpose.
Xerxes, I'm not. I don't know. I said what I said. Firebirds. What do you think they're gonna be doing? What do you think they need to switch up?
It's a tough one. Like it really tough because they're doing really well. Just making it that the Firebirds need to spend a lot of time just trying to get into the site. There's a lot of traps going around, pulses running around, so it's tough. Honestly, maybe Amaru.
I don't know. I think it's
trying speeding it up. Maybe
I think the big advantage on this map is you have. First of all, I think it's a little bit defender oriented, because there's a lot of just off angles, a lot of literal pixel peaks, that you can use as a defender to kind of get the upper hand on the attackers, because you just kind of can sit in a corner and, you know, which is the way to play the game, you know. And I've done it many a times where it's worked out. I'm just like, oh, glad I'm a defender right now. I think the Firebirds just need to play a little bit more smarter and maybe a little bit more destruction, you know, a little bit more opening up lines of sight, making sure, maybe bringing a shield, you know, and Osa. We haven't seen the Firebirds play Osa yet, which is pretty weird.
that would be a good one. In all honesty, though, I say let's pick up the tempo. Like let's bring a lot of 3 speeds and just see if that works. You know, because the whole thing, you're letting defense run the clock.
Exactly.
And let's try flipping the script. Let's try getting time on our side, as much time as possible, trying and like turn it into that team deathmatch, because that is another good way of how do I want to say that? Running the objective. That's it.
Playing the objective, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's 2 ways to win this. As an attacker,
multiple ways.
two main objectives. Either kill the entire team,
or
eliminate the other team, or if you're an attacker, you defuse, or if you're a defender, you stop them. You know, you run the clock out. And I mean, that is a really good strategy. You know, we do see the Captain Trap out there, and we do see the players are communicating that, really making sure to ping it and indicate, hey, don't walk through this doorway. Don't do this. Don't do this to me. And I mean, we see Quizby on that thermite might just be able to open up that entire wall and allow them to gain those line of sights, like I've been talking about. But honestly, I'm liking. I can't really critique what the Firebirds are doing because this map is so new to them in a sense, you know. And it's not that it's certain strategies. It's just it's not that they're not working. It's just that you get picked off early. You know, you're not able to actually implement the strategy. And I think it's some of these, it's just them not watching out for these long distance angles, these off angles you have to be worrying about, because that's what the defenders are playing. And we can see Xerxes going to be running in on that Iana, maybe, hopefully gaining some intel as to where somebody is. Not quite. Well, it might have. Definitely communicating. That's how you play Iana, is all about gaining that intel. Communicating with your team. Hey, somebody's here. Hey, somebody's there. And we can see that, unfortunately, Dirty Dan was able to get the early
Oh,
reaction.
that's a good one.
Dirty Dan with a double kill there on the Firebirds. It is now 3v5, but we do see Ice Helix, Swan, and Quizby still in the game. Could eliminate a few players here, evening it out. There's a decent amount of time left on the clock to make the play. Ice Helix turning his back to where a player was, and unfortunately was taken out. The Sam Houston Bearcats going flawless.
Oh, that's the first flawless we got all night.
It is the first flawless of tonight, which was pretty impressive.
I like.
It looked like the Firebirds were scrambling there, in all honesty.
I know. Yeah, I think it's just tough for the Firebirds just to find their footing. You know, it is a tough map to push on attack, so I don't like it. it's not a fun map, but you know they are trying new things. But I think right now I would definitely want to try and play with the speed, like either being ultra cautious, splitting up into teams of 2, something like that. I think messing with time and tempo is gonna. I think there's gonna be something there.
Yeah, I think so. And I honestly, like we've been saying all night, like both teams are locked in for the playoffs. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the Firebirds were just running recon. That's all this is they're just, I'm going to gain info.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure I know when we see them again, I know what they're going to be doing.
Yeah, and just trying different things that will work for next time.
And and honestly, it looks like the Bearcats are just playing their normal strategies, which the Firebirds are going to be writing down. And then, in a few weeks' time when we see them again, it's just like, open the book. Open the book to chapter 2 in the game of plays, or the book of plays, and here you go. And the Firebirds are just going to be countering, as it happens, it's as simple as like a dice roll. Just counter. But again, maybe the Firebirds are kind of trying to get that mentality also too with the Bearcats. And honestly, there's no shame in what's happening. The Firebirds, it's very clear. Firebirds are just trying new things, trying strategies. They are guaranteeing to try new things, just practice on their skills in this setting. So the Firebirds, I think that's the key to success here. It's not. I mean, I would love to win. I would love the Firebirds to win, but I think they're going to continue to get a night's sleep tonight if they if they aren't able to come back in this map. But we do see Teshi really pushing in on that knock. I've been playing a lot of Nook recently.
Yeah, I mean it's a
Is it, how do you pronounce it? Nook? Knock? Nook?
I go knock.
I say knock too.
But I think it's pronounced a little bit differently.
Nook? Yeah. I'm not. Where are they from?
Denmark.
Yeah.
Or either Denmark or Norway. It's one of the two. I'm pretty sure it's Denmark.
Now here's the interesting thing. Dirty Dan taking out Ice Helix there, but we do see Twan on that Bravo. We could be seeing maybe 1 or 2 hacks on maybe some of these Capkin traps. That might be the move. Could be the move. Hard to say though, because now we're going to see the rotate ult going out.
There we go.
But Twan's not even going to let the Capkin trap stop him and is able to get a pick. Quizby getting a pick on A1X. Dirty Dan did get a pick there. Triple kill for Dirty Dan. Captain Yuri taking out Twan. It is now Quizby once again versus the rest of the team. But Quizby's better and is able to get a double kill, taking Dirty Dan out of the picture. What was that accent? I don't even know what that was.
What? The last thing you said?
Oh, the Captain trap. The typical Captain trap. That was unfortunate to see. The double Captain trap on the doorway. Wow.
I love it when the ragdoll goes flying. It's just so funny.
Oh my gosh. What? It's always funny. Oh, we always say when there's a Capkin in play,
it has to be the last thing of the run. I just love it when it happens.
Oh yeah. I love it, and that's why I like to play Capkin. It's not so much to get kills, but I mean it's a perk.
Well, I'm gonna sound like a nerd right now, but it's almost like like the Gmod animations and all that, like the ragdoll animations that they use for the Capkin trips. Like honestly, like it could be. The kitchen is so funny to me. I love it.
As a game developer, it hurts to know those aren't necessarily. It's just how the I know. But that's just how ragdolls are. There's no animations in a sense. That's just,
I know, just the physics.
The animations
I'm
are
not
physics.
good with words,
No, I know. I'm teaching you.
Thank you.
That's why I'm number 1. You're number 2.
I'm learning.
Yeah. Well, there's a song in the Muppets that we need to learn with that song. But anyways, back to some Siege, because that's what we're playing.
Oh, look, they got a Thorn this time.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the Bearcats are spicing it up just a bit, really trying to. I think they're detecting a little bit of the Firebirds, maybe detecting a little bit of a counter there. So they're like, oh, we gotta spice
it's
it up.
smart on this one, especially having those traps on this side.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I do really enjoy that.
Now the Firebirds, I'm curious how their play style is going to be on the site. We do see they're playing a Brava again, which I like. I think Brava is a very good operator, especially against the Capkin.
Yeah.
Because that means either they're destroying their own traps or they're setting them off. Like, there's no in between. You can't unhack a Brava, which I'm surprised. Honestly, I'm surprised if Mozzie could like rehack something.
Yeah, I think Mozzie can rehack.
I know that Mozzie can rehack drones, but I don't know maybe about gadgets. That'd be.
I don't
pretty
think
cool.
so. I
That'd be
would
pretty
like that.
interesting. That'd be interesting. I think it's
That's gonna be in like year 22
Yeah.
of Siege, where it's like
Year
operator specific.
If we reach a year 22 in Siege,
Oh, we won't.
I hope not. We just need to make a Siege 2 at that point.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Siege 2, more sieging.
You know, how about Rainbow Six Siege with actually like 6 people on a team rather than 5?
Yeah.
I would enjoy that.
Now the Firebirds are they brought an Osa this time. I like that choice for the Firebirds. They're able to kind of push in with a little bit easier time, you know, and we do see Ice Helix placing it in a very good location, able to open up some lines of sight into a side room. Unfortunately, we don't have anybody who's able to really open that up outside of Teshi or Xerxes, but they're not really.
They're on a mission.
Yeah. We see Twan marking one of the Capkin traps, making sure to tell the rest of his team, hey, do not go here. Do not walk through.
Do not attempt
Do not
to walk
attempt
through the
to
wall.
walk through the helicopter. But we do see Xerxes going through armory lockers, and this is something I've been impressed with all night. Xerxes has been having some really good pushes. And it's you know, whether or not he's winning gunfights, we've seen him excel in some gunfights here. But
It's important just to get space.
Exactly. But his pacing and his
come on.
tactics are very smart.
There we
and
go.
Zen taken off guard. Unfortunately, Teshi was taken out of the picture. But a 1-for-1 in that fight, I'll take it. You know, a trade in a sense. Not actually a trade, but a 1-for-1. But, I mean, we do 40 seconds left on the clock. Again, the Firebirds are really just taking their time, really just kind of reading the situation, practicing some skills, making sure they know what to play.
Uh-oh.
We do see Twan taken out, Captain Yuri doing a lot of damage to Ice Helix here. And unfortunately, Xerxes taken out as well, but Itsuki is going to be running around, maybe into a Captain trap. Quizby taken out. There's the Captain trap.
One more.
I used the
One
Captain to
more.
destroy the Captain. Will we see Ice Helix get another pick?
Uh-oh.
Will we see the ace from Ice Helix? Not quite.
Wow.
But I'm Dirty Dan taking Ice Helix out.
I think that's Dan's 10th kill, and Captain. Hang on. Yuri. Sorry, I forgot the name again. But I mean, look at that. They're doing really good. And we already saw Dirty Dan do amazing, and all of them do amazing again. But they're just amazing plays.
Yeah. Now they are going to be swapping sides, and Sam Houston is calling a timeout here. I think the Firebirds really excel on defense, so maybe that's what Sam Houston's like. Oh, this is it. This is where we. It's
the same thing. It's just like they can do it, we can do it too. And I think defense is going to be a little bit easier for the Firebirds. So that's my hope.
I mean, the Firebirds cannot afford to lose one.
Yep.
But if the Firebirds come back,
They
and
got to
win
win 6.
all of it, they've given the Bearcats the most round losses in a single match tonight. So it's already a success. You know, we've shown that the Bearcats are not unbeatable. You know, they aren't. They have it in them. If the Firebirds are playing at capacity, I say.
Yeah.
Or at least close to capacity, I should say. I don't know where they are in terms of that. But they can beat a team like the Bearcats. You know, the Bearcats are vulnerable. They have weaknesses, and the Firebirds knew those. And I think, again, a lot of the times we saw in round 1 or map number 1 that the Firebirds lost, it's just kind of mistakes on their own part. You know, wasn't that I mean, the Bearcats did outperform them in a few areas, but Firebirds kind of, you know, 2 people holding an angle way too close to each other, or, you know, one reason or another.
But that's what this is all about, you know. It's a continuous learning experience for everyone.
Exactly.
And I mean, we're just seeing amazing tactics being played by both teams. Especially, we saw a lot more of that in Villa, I would say. But no, it's really interesting, like seeing how that defense went on border. There's a lot of.
Yeah.
I think what I found most interesting is like how do I want to phrase this, like angle wise, is that pretty much there was no corner left unturned.
Yeah.
There was just a lot of placement, a lot of lines of different areas being brought in, so in every different direction. And I think that was important because even if one Bearcat fell down with that, a quick rotate over, and they still have a lot of lines of sight around the entire map. And I think that's their biggest strength.
Definitely, and honestly, I'm very excited to see what their attack's going to be on this map. Now the Firebirds on that defense, running that second floor armory defense, running armory site, running that Oryx, Mute, Rook, Vigil, and Kaid. I think this is a phenomenal comp for the Firebirds, and definitely going to be, I'd say, a difficult one. Now, we don't see Tuan on Vigil that often, so I'm excited to see how that goes. We do see that Sam Houston is running that Sens. They have Sens, Glaz, Nock, Montaigne, and Ash. Pretty interesting composition. The Glaz is very interesting to see, especially since they don't have any smoke grenades, which is where Glaz, I think, excels.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's bringing frag grenades.
Bringing frag grenades, which is pretty... I almost want to say funny because Glaz is playing, like, immediately, I should say, playing very much at a vantage point off-site. Off the building too, but what it looks like is they're going to be doing a run-in strategy in a sense. But because the Firebirds just have people below, it's just gonna not let it phase them in a sense. We could see that Montaigne is with the diffuser and is gonna be planting, but Firebirds are just gonna kind of push in and maybe get a pick or two here.
They're just letting them plant.
The Firebirds. Oh, the Sens thing went off, but. We're seeing the Montaigne just go here, but we do have C4 here, and we have an Oryx, which is the direct counter to Montaigne, so I don't know. It's pretty interesting that they're running
Oryx
that
can get there.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be rough, though.
Quisby with the pick on Monty, so they have the diffuser open. They just have to get some outside picks. Tuan running in, unfortunately getting picked off. Teshi going in slowly but surely with the shotgun.
Come on, Firebirds.
Xerxes is going to be diffusing. And we're going to be seeing Captain Yuri take Quisby out. Teshi going to be taking out Captain Yuri. Teshi taking another. And the Firebirds are going to take a round.
Defenders win.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. I got to say, that was... I don't know why the Bearcats chose that strategy. I mean, it almost worked there, but because the Firebirds had C4 and they had an Oryx, those are like the two counters to... If they had a smoke, there was no way that was working. There was a little bit of a probability that they could have pulled it off, and it kind of looked like they were going to. And they played the strategy well. They made sure to play it on a non-soft floor. But, again, we had a C4, we got the C4 kill, and we had an Oryx. So as long as we had the rest of the team kind of just watching those windows, you could have the Oryx swoop in, knock the Monty off, and knock the Monty down, and then suddenly it's just open season for the rest for the Firebirds there.
I think the only thing I would change with that, because I think it was done really well. Sorry for the Bearcats. How do I want to phrase this? So that I think just because them having the glass, I would have tried to possibly see if they could get that Monty over and just plant it right in between the doorway, because I don't think that corner that that glass could have had line of sight to the diffuser when the defenders were diffusing. So I think just moving a little bit more into a more uncomfortable zone than that. I think they would have had their round, because I was really scared, because if that glass had line of sight, it's kind of over.
Yeah, but that is the way to make that strategy work is you have somebody who can guarantee line of sight. They had the players, they had line of sight onto the area that you had to walk through, but you're not going to guarantee a kill if somebody's running through your line of sight. You know. When you have that small of a window, literally a window, you can't guarantee a kill there. Now, obviously, if you practice time and time again, which Bearcats have, it's going to be not the most easy. It's not going to be the most difficult thing to get killed. But you can't just you have to be watching those line of sights, like you said. You can't play the strategy. Whatever. That was the past. This is the present. Firebirds are on that defense once again, running a Capkin, Legion, Kaid, Vigil and Frost. Pretty interesting composition. They're going to be playing that first floor site. And looking at Sam Houston running a Buck, Dokkaebi, IQ, Hibana, and Ash. What will we see from the Bearcats? That's their name.
I keep on forgetting because there's something I want to say cat first. I'm like, no, it's not cat.
Bearcats.
Bearcat.
You know, it's like meow and some roaring mixed together.
No, it's roar and meow.
Yeah, roar and meow. Or, I don't know. What sound does a bearcat make?
Roar,
That's my
roar.
question. Is it similar to a meerkat? Is that really what it's the mix of? Is it a bear and a meerkat?
Is meerkat the one that like stands up?
Yes. Timon from Timon. Timon.
Oh,
from
yeah.
Lion King.
I was thinking Elvin the Chickmunks, the Meerkat Manor.
What? Oh yeah. Okay. There you go. But looking at, I mean, the Firebirds are really just holding angles, which is really good. They're taking their time, anticipating movements, anticipating strategies from the Bearcats. Bearcats probably attack. I mean, it looks like they're attacking from above. Firebirds are doing what works. They're holding off angles, saying you can play all the vertical play you want, but if you can't actually be on site and if you can't see me, you're not going to be able to do anything.
They're being sneaky.
Yeah, this site is very notorious for that vertical play, but it's also notorious like in that bathroom. You have like the areas you can view from above are not abundant.
Yeah, you need to find a way in.
Exactly.
And it's really tough.
There's a lot of places you can sit as a defender that nobody can attack you from. So, I'm curious to see what the Firebirds are going to have in these next moments here. Ice Helix just really making sure to hold that bathroom really well, I think. Opening up more lines of sight. Quizby taking out Itsuki.
Whoa!
Quizby getting a double kill on Dirty Dan there.
There we go.
Maybe Quizby's Dirty Dan. Now I'm starting to question that. Maybe Dirty Dan isn't. Maybe Dirty Dan isn't the actual Dirty Dan. Ice Helix taking A1X out. Firebirds are really causing some issues for the Bearcats here.
Yeah, maybe defense.
There you go.
Maybe defense is just
it.
there.
And
Wow.
the flawless run for the Firebirds.
Wow.
And they made it look effortless in all honesty there. We saw Ice Helix wrap the round just opening up, just shooting like parts of the wall to open up a bigger rotate hole. Like, that was interesting. You know,
I'm happy. At least
I'm happy too.
I mean, gotten these 2 rounds.
There's a lot more siege to be left if the Firebirds continue to win. There's a lot of rounds that they need to keep winning. They have to win 4 more rounds to secure.
But just take it round by round.
Exactly.
Don't think of the long run. Just have fun in the moment.
You're right. And based on the composition that Sam Houston's running, or looks like what they're running, it's going to be the same strategy as what they did before, where they have the Monty run in and plant and then block it as a Monty. So hopefully the Firebirds are kind of expecting that and really kind of almost like hold back, you know?
Yeah.
Don't waste all your impact grenades right off the bat. You never know, though. We could see, I mean, we're seeing that it's first floor site. We could be seeing, and we are seeing a lot of attacker repick here. A lot of switching up, a lot of adapting. Now the Firebirds running the Capkin, Jaeger, Alibi, Vigil, and Kaid. Whereas Sam Houston is running an Ash, Hibana, Glaz, Monty, and Buck. As of now, they still have time to swap it,
10
but
seconds remaining.
I'm really like I like seeing the Alibi on it. I think it's really good for those windows.
oh yeah.
And I think Hibana and Bucks is going to be the most dangerous here. It's going to be tough a little bit for Monty to get in just with all the Capcan traps.
Yeah, now my main concern is that secondary site just to the left of our screen here.
Yeah.
Not in the main area, right next to a window, and that is probably the window that they are going to be pushing from. You got to be watching out here. And
Yeah.
you also have to watch out for the vertical.
And even the door, like right on the right side too, like the main door, that's pretty easy to get in as well. And you're gonna see a lot of vertical play. I mean, there is no doubt in my mind that you're gonna see a lot of vertical play here. Why would you bring a Buck otherwise? And so I think we're seeing it over in CCTV right now, just throwing it out. And Vigil's being a little bit sneaky.
Yeah, I mean, we are seeing now, we do see Itsuki running that Montaigne in that second floor armory against a Vigil there. But because Itsuki is joined by like all of the remaining players, we do see Ice
Oh,
Helix
that's gonna hurt.
in a little bit of an off position, taking a ton of damage there. That is unfortunate to see, but was able to run away fast enough before any sort of final damage, or killing blow, I should say, was done. Now the diffuser is outside of the site, and they're probably being very careful not to lose it on site, because then it's like almost game over there. That being said, the electrified wall, the Hibana missing it just a little bit, missing the... I think they were trying to almost like, there's almost like a glitch or a bug where you can place the Hibana charges off of the... Yeah.
And then still exploding the Cade Claw.
Yeah. Now we do see Monty is going to be planted,
Oh,
but is
there we go.
downed in the process. Ice Helix finishing off the Monty. Diffuser's on site and not planted, so the Firebirds just have to defend that.
Yeah, Firebirds can kind of rotate around this and just get some better angles, because they know what they need to be defending.
Oh, and Teshi
that's a
getting
good
the
one.
refrag on Captain Yuri. Twan unfortunately falling to that, but I think that's a good 1v1.
Uh-oh.
And now the odds have been evened out, but Quizby once again getting Dirty Dan. A refrag from Quizby. The Bearcats are, I'd say they're almost slipping, you know? There's still a lot they could be doing, but they've now maybe losing this next round here. You know, the Firebirds definitely not out of this fight. They obviously
holding on,
they're
holding on to
holding out for
prayer.
a hero. Yeah, holding on for. But again, I mean, the Bearcats have played phenomenally all night, so we could see them come back very easily, very quickly in this next round. Still going to be match point, assuming Zen doesn't get this round, which honestly, if Zen gets it, I'm like bowing down, because unfortunately, Zen was not able to do the 1v3 as Glaz on this site. Firebirds have proven, hey, we are not out of this fight. Maybe that's what their strategy was. They're like, we can't win on attack, but we're going to win on defense. But even now, if you even it out, because the Firebirds needing to win 3 more rounds to tie it up, even if they tie it up, they cannot afford to lose. They can lose exactly once, and then they can't lose again.
Will defense be first if there is overtime?
No,
Firebirds,
they're
or
going to
will
be
they-
ending on defense, because they're, they're going to, because they're defending now, and then they'll swap to offense, and then they'll swap to defense on the very end, and then last round.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Attackers need to
I think
locate
this
and
might work
defuse
out.
bombs.
We'll see, because
Hopefully.
We'll see.
Ooh, it looks like we're seeing a Thorn and a Warden this time.
yeah, very interesting strategy here for the Firebirds, running that second floor armory, running that Jaeger, Thorn, Warden, Oryx, and Kaid. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the Firebirds are expecting the same strategy that they saw before.
Yeah,
maybe with a few fixed issues. I mean, we do see that Sam Houston is running Ascends again with Amonte,
Attackers have
which
located
is
bombs.
the 2 main components.
Oh, that's smart. Look at that swap. Oh,
I'm not sure what swap they're doing.
That
They
swap.
We saw Zen swap to a few people, but it looks like they're going to be ending it out on that Brava. So Sam Houston on this attack running Ascends, Thermite, Brava, Monty, and Ash. Now, Sens and Monty were the main factors of that last strategy they played, where they kind of just rush in on Monty and plant. But the Firebirds probably have learned. I mean, we do see they have 2 C4s. They also have a Warden. They have a Thorn. Thorn has planted all of those Thorn mines. Just Thorn doesn't regenerate them, does she? Okay,
Nope.
I forgot. I remember. I think they were talking about that at one point, but
I would kind of like that.
it would be interesting. Now, Dirty Dan is going to be taking the same strategy that has worked previously, and we see Itsuki has a drone in the server room, so Dirty Dan is
Being
going to know
sneaky.
where our Oryx is, and the Firebirds really cannot afford that. I mean, we also, the Thorn Mines you have to be watching out for, because they could be hacked by Brava. Now, A1X is able to get a window kill through the window, taking Twan out, but now Twan is able to kind of take a moment and sit back on cameras, focus on that. Whereas the rest of the Firebirds are kind of just really continuing this attack. He might be out, but we have seen the Firebirds be able to come back from less. And they have done a ton of damage to Dirty Dan there, and Ash is a big threat, because they're able to open up a lot of these floors, as well as a lot of the just soft walls, basically. What do you think right now? What do you think is going through their heads?
In Firebirds' heads, or and Bearcats.
Firebirds.
Firebirds, I think, just kill this time and try and get as many picks as you can, but doing it as safely as possible.
Yeah, now unfortunately Captain Yuri getting a little bit of an angle onto site, taking out
there goes the
Xerxes.
plant.
Two of the Sens charges going out onto the site, trying to hold it, and Xerxes missing that shot, unfortunately missing the peak. It is now Iced Helix versus the
Let's
world.
see it.
Will we see Ice Helix
Ace
get the
clutch.
4K?
Oh.
Pulled out the sidearm. There you go. The Sam Houston putting GG. Unfortunately, you know, a little bit of a toxic there. I think they were kind of scared by the Firebirds in a little bit. Hard to say, though, at this point, but the Firebirds really just kind of read the system. The Firebirds lost absolutely nothing here tonight. They have continued to be in second place, and they have continued for the playoffs. You know, they're going to be probably seeing this team again in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So they're going to go in knowing these strategies, knowing what to expect from the Bearcats, and probably having a repeat of map 1 few more times.
But what fun opponents! Like, there's so many good strategies that they
very
showed.
very
and
unique strategies that honestly I have not seen in a competitive setting
Yeah.
like this. But
And it's
Not
it's
bad
great.
strategies.
It's great to learn. Like, it's great to learn from that. And I'm so excited for the playoffs to happen. And we get to see it again, because this has been a real big fight for the Firebirds
yeah.
trying to get. So it's going to be a great time
Yeah.
analyzing all the footage that we got so far,
yeah.
and then just looking at piece by piece what they were doing, and because it was really good, especially Dirty Dan. There was some really good play styles right there.
Oh yeah. Now going into the playoffs, I think the Firebirds are in a very good spot. You know, they have shown that the Bearcats are beatable. They are vulnerable. So I think, and they know what to expect in the future from all the other teams they're going to be playing up against, and they have a high seed. So I think, if I were them, I'd be very confident.
Yeah.
You know, I know what to work on in the coming weeks. I know what works. I know what doesn't work. So I'm excited to see these next couple weeks. And we are no longer in midterms, so we have these next couple weeks to really just kind of grind for the game. Unfortunately, we do not have a post-game interview tonight. The team's a little bit tired. It is a little bit late here, but we will be back on Thursday night with some Overwatch, and the Overwatch team is defending their first place position, and I am so excited to see it. So definitely tune in for that. And then Friday we have Smash, and then next week we're going to the playoffs. So don't miss it. You know, it's going to be a great couple of matches here as we finish off this regular season this week and hop into the playoffs next week. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow us on all of our social medias at Carthage Esports. We make some really funny posts there. And some really good graphics. We have a very good graphic design team here. And so once again, thank you so much for watching, and have an excellent night.
But high Wheaton shoves that right over to the Lions half. Looks like this one's going in. Oh, are you kidding me? Don't open behind. We're gonna see the barrage. The barrage.
Oh my gosh, Nico is just dominating right now.
What a play!
That's disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
That was disgusting.